Welcome to McArthur Live with Tim and
Sarah.
And thank you for joining us tonight. So we're looking forward to a great episode as always with a good crowd here. So let's see. Let me get this stream up over here. All right. So how is everybody doing? So don't forget, we are recording this. We are live on YouTube if you're watching with us over there, or you probably could be listening to the podcast. We'll have different streaming platforms as well that it's available on. Of course, we are on Spotify and Stitcher and all those different ones. So hopefully you find a good streaming platform if you want to listen to this. Also, feel free to come over and watch it live with us on our YouTube channel as well, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And if you're watching it live, you want to check it out, listen to it later, it's on one of your favorite podcast platforms there. So also don't forget, take a minute if you're new to the channel, new to the live stream, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That notification bell allows you to stay notified the next time another video uploaded to the channel or we go live on our YouTube channel. And also there is a little join button there. Tell them a little bit about it, Sarah.
If you would like to join as a member, it is right there by that subscribe button. But if you have an Apple iPhone or tablet or iPad,
it's going to go quicker.
It's going quicker.
Yep.
You have to go up to the link and hit the big A and little A and ask for desktop mode. You sped it up?
Yes,
I wasn't ready for that.
I cut it off because I knew it was a little long, so we cut it down.
You have to warn me about that beforehand.
So we cut it down.
But we do have some members in the house.
Yep. And don't forget, too, if you do become a member, to go to the membership tab. That's where you find all the membership content. We do two videos a week for our members.
Yes.
Friday afternoon, which is a live stream. And then also Saturday, I walk the lot and kind of give you an idea of what the lot looks like at a Ford dealership and what our inventory looks like and different things like that and what's going on. So
we also have a couple of emojis that you can use. You get little badges that you can use, or well, not use. You get badging. So you see those colored names. The green means that they are a member, and the blue means that they are a moderator. So Ridgeview and I are moderators along with Niles. And then the little boxes you see by them, those are the membership badges, and that tells you how long that they have been a member.
All right. So without further ado, introduce our members.
Yes.
Let us know who's out there.
All right. We have Tim Hallman here. I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute.
Yep, and gave a donation. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We have Feld Gary 53 saying good evening. Johnny's Car Care and Reviews is here with us.
Had a good live stream last night.
Yes, they did. Brian Foster, hey folks, checking in from sunny, for now, Southern California. I will be around only for 30 to 45 minutes. We would like to see it here either way. Elizabeth Kittrell, yes, we have the new emoji requested by one of our members, which I cannot remember off the top of my head, but he did request. Yes, Dennis asked for a softball because he plays senior league softball. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, I need to take the background out of that, so that will be fixed for next week. Ragnar Khan, it is I, he who forgot to do laundry, here to view this webcast with all of you while he completes the laundry. My laundry's not done, I can tell you that.
Monday night's my laundry night.
Yeah.
All right. Who else we got?
We have Deke Marshall. The lot walk is like going to a car show every Saturday. It is. He also bounces ideas off of it. You're not talking to yourself if you're recording a video.
That's right.
Thank you, Marine Vet. They are the blue light filters. I've been getting migraines, so I'm trying it out again.
Your mom had to get some glasses for her classroom because she's fluorescent lights. So
yeah.
Tim, another donation. Thank you. Maybe you forgot a digit on the last one at $1.99 and needed to actually add another 9.
$19.99.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Tim, it's in short sleeves.
Yep,
Why is that?
I'm trying to get more relaxed on the live streams. And by the way, this shirt was given to me by one of our viewers. What's the back say, Sarah?
It says, dig the offset, Maverick.
Dig the offset. It's a Maverick. See real close. Anyway, you can't tell. It's a Maverick.
Yeah.
You know how the Maverick tag is offset, so dig the offset. So
what I'm
yes.
hearing is I can go home, change out my more
Sure.
dressier stuff, and come
Yep.
in and
Go more casual.
more casual.
Yep. We're trying it out. So
Okay.
anyway. But yes. But
I always
Alright.
look forward to these live streams every week.
yep. All right, and Branson, MG. So got a lot of good members in there. Thank you, members. I appreciate you guys for being in there. And so you can, don't forget, find that membership content under the membership tab. And this kind of added, we've had some people ask us about, it's if you want to donate, it goes to a great cause. It helps us to go on more trips this year. We looked at the price in New York Auto Show, and we're like, should we go? But because of the great contributions and the members that we have, we're able to go on those trips. So we've had people that says, how can I just donate without being on, because they're not on the live stream, they want to be able to donate. You can, of course, if you want to donate through our PayPal, the link is down in the description. Well, actually, you just put in, you send it to timothybarts@gmail.com, and that's my PayPal account if you want to do that. But do not have to do that. We do appreciate any donations that are sent over, and we use them. For those trips to go on. So, and you guys will get some content when I go to Bronco Supercell as well.
Yeah.
I already warned your mom. We're gonna be getting some videos while we're there, so hopefully you don't mind being in videos.
Recording.
I think she wants to be the camera person, so she doesn't have to be on camera. But it'll be a fun time. Looking forward to it. So, I do plan on going to some vendors and doing some maybe interviewing some of the vendors.
That'd
All
be
Terrain
awesome.
Nation is in here. I saw they popped in and watched their live stream last night with the IAG. They were on last night, and tried to kind of push them that they should look at possibly doing things for the Maverick, because they do a lot of cool stuff for the Bronco that people think of, but with that fit kit and everything that's available and the flex bed, there's so many things that they could probably make and don't even realize it that would fulfill people's needs on the Maverick. So I need to get connected with him at Supercell, because I think that's an avenue that they could really help people out, and possible an extra revenue source for them. They probably could have a separate building just for those things, because there's a lot of Maverick customers that are looking for ways to accessorize their truck. A lot of them are new truck owners, and I mean, there's all kinds of ways. But anyway, that was a great live stream last night.
A couple of questions real quick.
Okay.
First off, All Terrain Nation is also here with us.
Yep. I just said that.
Okay.
You were typing away. You didn't hear me.
Yes. Alan, I don't hear him when I'm typing. I turn my ears off so I can focus on what I'm typing. Did Law McArthur turn the heat up?
No.
Nope.
It was cold today. I had the vest on.
Yeah.
But I do go over about 5 o'clock and I turn it up.
We didn't say that. Can we ask questions now? Should I put the question box
Yeah, go ahead and put the question box up. And it's a great time when we start going through scheduling information and everything. That might be where you might have questions, so that way you don't have to remember the questions for later. We can throw them in the question box and answer them. Just so you know, we'll be doing Q&A, after we go through everything. And I'm going to add in some different things today. Tonight's episode, we'll start doing some stuff with recalls of any updated to recalls or anything like that come about in the week that we in between the last time. So we'll go through back to about March 1st this week. But anyway, how's the mic going? It feels like it's too high.
So with that question box, I did say questions here. Click something, or click ask something to ask the question. So when you click on the blue box, there's going to be ask something. You click on that, and then it'll pop down to your comment area. You type it in there, and then it'll throw it into the box. You won't see it get thrown in there, but I will have it. So if you're ever concerned that it's not showing up, let me know. I can check for you. And if it's not working, I'll let you know. Type it down in here, and I'll copy it over for you.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about different content that we've had go live recently in the last week. Links for these videos are in the description. A lot of information in the description, but we did have a video on the 24 Mustang, what was new from 23 to 24. So I did post that video. I do think Ford Authority is watching, because I posted something in there that I think a lot of that was also things that I found different between the order guide, not just what's on that first page of things that are different. And I found a couple things that they highlighted. So either that, or they're just as detailed as I am. Also have video on, we've done almost all of them. 24 Mustang EcoBoost, 24 Mustang EcoBoost Premium Edition, complete guide, 24 GT, and I forgot to have the 24 GT Premium go live tonight. That video is pretty much done, uploaded. It just needs a thumbnail for it, and it'll go live. So I may have that go live tonight, and then tomorrow I'll record the video on the Dark Horse, the complete guide, going through everything that's standard as well and everything. Also, we're going to start taking some clips from this live stream as well and put them in there. Kind of something so you can kind of, if people don't want to watch the live stream, but they want to get some of the things that are on my mind, or the is it true, and that kind of thing, we're going to take some of that information and put it into separate videos and have those go live throughout the rest of the week. So be looking for that as well. We'll just clip those off, recording the video right now so that we can have the video content, and you guys can just have that as extra content to go live. We'll try to do most of them Wednesday night, but also some probably Thursday night as well. So I'll be looking for that. Otherwise, don't forget, I will be live on Facebook Thursday night. Please come on over. Not a big group Thursday night, so I'd love more crowd in there, usually about 30 or 40 people. So come join if you're on Facebook. I'm not a person that's on Facebook a lot, but come on over if you have a Facebook account. Link is in the description. Just click on that. It's an event. You just go in there, 6 p.m. on a Thursday nights. Join me in there. Ask me. It's your time to ask questions as well. So if you don't feel like you got them answered here, you can always go over there. A lot of people say they like going over there because there's less traffic. There's not as many people on the live stream as there is Tuesday night. So come on and join me over there. Sometimes it gets a little, after about 30 minutes, we're like, okay. But it's usually just an hour a live stream Thursday night, but come join me over there.
Real quick, Ryan asked, are you guys related? I've been watching too many streams all the way through, so maybe I missed it if you guys said something like that. We haven't mentioned it lately, but I am his daughter.
Yes.
Yep.
She is. Family affair here. All right. Also, down in the description, I added a few more channels that we support. It's actually a little bit lower this week down there, but check that out. Johnny's Car Cam Reviews and All Train Nation, they're in here as well. Plus, I've been watching Bronco Nation. They do have a live going tomorrow night, and they're going to have Mike Levine on. I'm looking forward to that. I'll be there. I'll be nice, but I'll be there. He is the head of marketing for Ford Motor Company, and he's very prominent on Twitter and such, and he will answer a lot of people. And he loves his Ranger trimmer. So, but yeah, so he's going to be on there. They're going to interview him. So, Bronco Nation, you got some ties to Ford if you can get Mike Levine on your live stream. So I'm just saying. Anyway, but that'll be a fun episode tomorrow night. And then there's some other channels as well that I like to follow and support, and they're down in the description as well. But also, we've got a picture this week from someone. So let's see here. Let me see if I can find that from. Oh, that's not the one. Did I put it in here? I don't think I did. I forgot it. Okay, so by the way, there is a Maverick restaurant if you're in Michigan. At Woodhaven, Michigan, there is a Maverick restaurant there. So someone sent us a picture of their Mavericks in front of the Maverick restaurant, which is kind of cool. So yeah, kind of like that. So when PR meets PR, no news will come of it.
Yeah.
Very true. We'll see, because there's going to be a lot of. I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that'll be like, we talk about a drinking game. That would be one. Every time he says, I can't talk about that right now.
All Train Nation says Mike is a waste of time. Yeah. I kind of got in trouble one time. I don't know if I can tell the story, but with Ford. And I tweeted back to him and say, hey, so it was back when the Maverick was coming out and the hybrids weren't being built yet because they didn't have the EPA done and everything. And I said, so they're not scheduling hybrids right now? And I asked a question. That's the only reason I ask is because I go over production information and such in my live stream. The head of our region got like 21 emails after I tweeted on that, and it was like, whoa. And I was like, well, let me explain what we do. And after he realized what we did, he was very we talk a lot on Twitter and everything, and he's very good. He's like, yeah, give this guy some extra information if you can, and that kind of thing, which they haven't, but that's fine. Anyway, I got a new member.
So I assume
Welcome, STLC,
St. Louis Cowboy.
St. Louis Cowboy. I think that's what it is.
All right. Well, let's get into the good dealer moment.
Alternation says shots. So yeah, that drinking game.
All right. So we have a couple different ones we're going to highlight this week. You want to talk about this, and I'll do the next one.
Is there a Super Duty forum?
Yeah, I believe there is.
Okay.
I'm not on there, I don't think.
I'm not on there. All right. First of all, thanks for all you and Sarah do. You have been a real lifeline during this process. I ordered my Maverick on September 9th, 2021. I received my Atlas Blue Hybrid last week after a 17-month wait. My dealership is J.C. Lewis Ford in Statesboro, Georgia. Brian Balash was my salesman. When the truck came in, I received price protection, my private offer, and my Georgia Farm Bureau discount without any hassle. During the process, my salesman kept me informed as much as he could. We kept it light, even referring to the Maverick as a unicorn because we were not sure they really existed around here. But it did come, and I love it. At times, it was a painful experience with all the ups and downs, but the dealership, and especially my salesman, were great. I could not have taken this journey without them or you guys. Thanks.
All right, good. We have another one because I've received several of these, and so keep these coming. But I want to do a second one, and this is actually from one of our members, Mike Morgan. So here he even sent a photo with it. So if you want to send a photo, that'd be great. So there's a photo of his, and so it says, in September of 2021, I ordered a 22 Maverick Hybrid XLT with Lux Copilot 360 and a sliding rear window in Alto Blue from Alexander Barone, my salesman at Winter Ford. Over the next 513 days, the sales team at Winter Ford was awesome. I was one of the ones with a 22 VIN and build date that didn't happen. As Tim provided updates on constraints to us, I relayed the information to Joe Holzowski and Mark, the sales managers. On November 18th, Joe made the changes, deselecting the spray and bed liner and cleat tie-down kit. When he then changed my priority to a 10 on November 29th, Tim brought in to our attention that the private offer for us would need to be confirmed before November 30th, the deadline. I was at Winter Ford the next morning and relayed to Joe what Tim had told us. Joe checked and my private offer wasn't there. Joe followed the steps Tim provided and immediately reached out to Patrick, the network development specialist. That's her title, Network Development Specialist at Ford Region. For the Ford region, Pat asked for more information from me and worked on it all day, finding a zip code mismatch. There you go. There's always some reason it's not there. Joe called me and emailed me the certificate number. Alex had me come in a week before delivery to get the paperwork started. Delivery date went well. They sold it at MSRP, no ADM, no issues. I highly recommend them. So there you go. Winter Ford. So they're a dealership that, a lot of times I'll give customers information about what to go into the dealership and tell them this, tell them that, and try to help educate them. And there are some dealers that are very stubborn and will not listen to them and say, oh, that guy over there on YouTube, don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And so it sounds like Winter Ford actually went through the steps and it's helping them get educated. I've had some dealers reach out to us, so it's good. There are some dealers out there that are really good. It sounds like Winter Ford, and they're in New Jersey, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, by the way.
That was Atlas Blue, correct?
Alto Blue.
Alto Blue.
Yep. Alto Blue.
Oh, yes.
You see when that sun hits it, it's a really dark blue, and then when it's cloudy, then it's black, almost a black color there. So there you go. So good dealer moment. There you go. Now let's talk about scheduling.
All right. Oh, we got a tip from John Ashton saying, hello, everybody. John from Winchester, Massachusetts, enjoying you as always.
All right.
Thank you.
Scheduling information. It's a little thick today, so I'll tell you why. So we're going to talk about what's supposed to be scheduling this week, which isn't much, but then we'll also talk about information that we gained from the Ford dealer information at the beginning of the month with other things that are possibly scheduling too. And I do have the capacity list if we need to review it on any model. So we're going to go through this, but before we do, retail order banks for which, here's the different model lines that the order banks are open. So if you're thinking about putting an order on a vehicle, I'll let you know which ones are open. So the 23, actually the Mustang order banks are not open right now. The 24 model year should open up March 27th along with Bronco. That could be a fun day. The Escape gas and hybrid is open right now. The plug-in is not open. Bronco Sport is open, so you can order Bronco Sport. Edge, Mustang Mach-E is open for select trims, and I'm actually going to talk about that in a little bit. So you cannot order a select or a premium, but for a GT or California Route 1, you can. Bronco is not open. March 27th is when it should open up for new orders. Explorer is open. Expedition is open. Maverick is not, sold out in 5 days back in September. A lot of people ask, when are the order banks going to open up for 24? Not for a while, so just sit tight. It's going to be after the end of the summer probably. Ranger is not open right now. We think the order bank for 24 was going to open up around May 26th. There is some information that guides us to believe that. F-150, but Ford has not publicly said anything, and that's one question I'll ask Mike Levine tomorrow night. When is 24 Ranger going to open up? So F-150 is open right now. Super Duty is open for XL, XLT, and Lariat trims only. No tonneau covers. Ditch the parts. Transit Connect van is not open. It's closed, but Transit Connect wagon is open. E-Transit is open. Transit partially open, only for the Trail Edition. So I actually had people, I had a dealer reach out to me and asked how they can find that. And it's special body. There's like 3 body codes that you have to select before you can find the Trail package. It's a package. It's not its own trim. So you know that. All right. So let's talk about Mustang. So the 24 Mustang is not scheduling this week. This is still considered February's scheduling. So for those of you that are new to the channel, want to know what scheduling mean. If you have an order in the order bank and you're wanting to get scheduled for production date, then the order has to be scheduled for a production date in the future. So, and we'll talk about what that looks like for the next month. So they're not scheduling for the Mustang this week. For March, which will start next week, it is the startup of 24 for scheduling for April. But I do have it in good authority that they actually are building a few of those 24 Mustangs. They're probably pre-production vehicles that are being sent out to journalists and for marketing and that kind of thing. But they're building about one every 70 vehicles or so, from what I understand.
Yep.
Anyway, 24 Escape. Oh, and some information on the Mustang. The ones that are being built and being scheduled for are actually early production vehicles. So the plant is scheduling, but that doesn't necessarily mean dealers can put orders in or anything like that. So that's kind of how that'll work. So they won't start scheduling right away when the order bank's open for dealers. But what they're doing is they're scheduling for those early builds that dealers don't have a choice on what they get. Every dealership is supposed to get one early build. So, and then every dealer will get at least one. Actually, just mentioned that. And then also dealers should get their number of how many allocations they're supposed to get. We're supposed to get somewhere around 38 Mustangs it's an 18-month run for 24, and 5. We're supposed to get 5 dark horses as well. So moving on, Escape. There's no scheduling for 23 Escape this week. I think they're hoping that next week is when the plant can be up and running again. I think they figured out what they need to do there. That plant's been on hold for a little bit. They are not scheduling for the month of next month, probably because they were on a 1-month hold. So they still have orders in there that need to be scheduled for coming up. So they're not scheduling for the entire month of March. So 23 Bronco Sport is not scheduling this week, and start of next week is March production, and they'll be starting on job 2. And so a lot of these models will break off after job 1 to job 2 if they need to make any changes to anything. And one of the changes that they made to job 2 for the Bronco Sport is Badlands is now a retail only. Retail means only a custom order. So we can't order any stock Bronco Sport Badlands in the rest of the year. So for job 2. Also, Heritage Limited is no longer available for this model year. Again, that 1,966 units is a 2-year run. So about half of that is going to already been scheduled for this year, and then they'll start producing the rest. So job 2 will not include any Heritage Limited editions. Cargo management system has been removed from all but 2 orderable configurations. Although Heritage Edition is one. We did find that out on William, who's one of our members, on their order. Black Diamond and underbody protection will be a late availability for the Bronco Sport. Trailer tow remains constrained. So if you're wanting a trailer tow, it's going to be very limited on that. And something that's not noted here that we found out is that the Outer Banks and the Badlands no longer have a standard black roof. It is now standard body color roof. So really, other than the grille and a few other accents, you won't be able to tell that between a Big Bend. In a sense, but you can get the optional black roof or optional carbonized gray on the Badlands if you want that, but now it's optional to go to that roof. So again, I kind of mentioned that several months ago, and now it's actually in play. 23 Edge, it is not scheduling this week. For March, which starts next week, they are not scheduling as well for March for the Edge. So Edge is very limited on how many retail orders are in there anyway. So that's being held up. Also, 23 Bronco. Let's talk about that for a second. They are going to be scheduling this week. It does say U.S. retail, and I couldn't figure out what this means. Even asked the general manager, he didn't know. FOC, FOM scheduling only. You guys know what that means? Maybe it's just something that's just not clicking with me, abbreviations of something. But it also says no scheduling for Everglades base manual transmission until 3rd quarter. And Badlands with optional wheel is balanced out for the entire year. So if you want a Badlands with that optional wheel, it is not available for new orders. So keep that in mind as well. And that's at this time. That's what the note's telling me. Now, if they change it, that's not on me. But the note for this, for our notes for that, is some of the key commodities. Molded and hardtop is about 67% for that. The 2-door is 15%. Capacity on that. The 2.7 liter is 65%. So they plan to build 65% 2.7s, 35% 2.3 liters. Wild Track is up from 15% to 23%. So that's actually a big jump. It jumped up. Sasquatch also went up from 40% to 42% capacity, but luxury package went down from 40 to 36%. So if you're wanting a luxury package, be ready to wait. So that's all I'm going to say there. Also, today was the deadline for COVP. So hopefully your dealership COVP'd your order. All of ours are done. And then they're saying anything after today, if it's not COVP'd, it'll be canceled. So if there's a Webdo order in there for a 23 and they can't match it up with the COVP, it will be canceled. That's what they're saying. Also, name match policy will be reinstated. We'll get more details. They are going to have a webcast the week of March 20th with probably information about name match as well as the order banks, because they did say in here, order bank opening March 27th, and it says for select trims. I saw that somewhere. Where did I see that? Oh, right here. It does say if customer chooses, yeah. I'm not sure where I saw that somewhere with, they said select trims will be available March 27th. So that means that there may be some, like Heritage Unlimited, of course, is not going to be available. We don't know about Everglades or Heritage Edition. I assume Everglades will be available because they're saying they won't be, they've actually scheduled all of the Everglades right now. So my thinking is that Everglades will be available because they're saying they're not going to schedule any until Q3. Which leads me to believe they will let you order an Everglades.
What's COVP?
It's Customer Order Verification Program.
Yes.
So your dealer should know all about it. Anyway.
Basically, it proves that a real person ordered it.
Yep. Yeah, it requires a driver's license. You have to fill out, sign the order sheet and everything. So it proves that it's a real order there. All right, moving on to 23 Explorer. No scheduling this week. And for March, they are scheduling for May production dates. So they'll schedule March for 2 months out from that for May production dates. So the only note in here is that base 100A and hybrid are retail orders only. So makes sense. 23 Expedition. They are scheduling this week, April cleanup, so they have some orders to put in there. And then March will be for May production information or May production dates. A lot of different constraints on those. Maybe, check with your dealer, but this, I'd encourage you to add the heavy duty trailer tow package to your expedition order. And it doesn't mention in here that there's a problem with the extended length anymore. So that was a constraint for a while and it's no longer now. So that's good. Mahogany seats are still not available for scheduling. So keep that in mind. Maverick, got a question?
If you have a question, drop it in the Q&A.
Pop it in there, and we know that some of this information will trigger your questions. Let's put it in there, and we'll get to those, and she can even see those questions.
Because we tend to just go right on through all the information and then get to the questions at the end.
Yeah. So, all right. So Maverick, no scheduling this week. Again, this is still February's allocations we're using. A lot of dealers have already used all their allocations. And then if they didn't, then they probably have a constraint item on their orders. For March, it will be scheduling for May production dates. And some of the key constraints, trailer hitch as well as a big one. We did see some orders being overlooked from that. Splash guards and the trifold bed cover and the load box bed liner. That is that tray liner. And so not the drop-in liner, it's the tray liner that sits on the bottom. So, and still going to say it, and Ford can get back at me if they want, but ditch the hitch, take off your tonneau covers, take off your splash guards, take those accessories off of yours, have your dealership get them for you and put them on. So Ford will say, oh, they want to encourage it because they want the money for it. So they have people putting on these accessories and everything because they want people to be excited to put them on their order and put those on at the factory, but that will hold you up. Now let's think about this. If you have, and for those that from Ford that's calling our general manager and everybody else, saying, hey, don't say that stuff on the live stream. Well, here's the deal. You have 3,200 dealers out there that can put bed covers on. You can get a lot more put on at the dealer than you can at the factory with however many workers you have there. Right now, like Super Duty is a great case in point. Spray and bed liner and tonneau covers are two constraint items that in fact, they closed off orders for tonneau covers altogether. So it's a great point to leave those accessories off. Just depends. If you're willing to wait and possibly get pushed to 24, then leave it on there. But if you want to get your vehicle, take off the tonneau cover, take off those accessories, and have your dealership get them for you. So I'm still going to hold to that. Says I'm always a very transparent person. I care about the customer, and the dealership's paying my salary, not Ford. So at this point, so anyway, so hopefully it doesn't come back to fire me, but. Just, that's just the way it is. I'm just wanting to be transparent with everybody. Something that did come up into the information here is that the trimmer package is now going to be available for stock orders. I am just the messenger. said that Thursday night on the Facebook Live. I'm just the messenger. We will not order any stock Mavericks. If people are wondering if they have an order with us, we have enough reach out orders for the Maverick trimmer. We don't plan to. And I'll tell you why Ford's doing this is because their capacity is 8% for the Maverick, and that's how many they want to produce, and they can't produce based on the drivetrain they have and some of the different parts and accessories, wheels, and that kind of thing to be able to produce 8%. They're way within under capacity, and so that's why they want more orders for that, and that's why they're asking dealers to put in stock orders. There are going to be some dealers out there that maybe they can't get an order scheduled, or they have more allocations because of how they earn their allocations than what they have Maverick orders. I still think they should give those over to other dealers that have orders instead, but just kind of remember that that's a possibility that could happen. So we'll see how that works. Also, it says not to forget those canceled orders that are Party 99 to get those canceled if they're not good orders, or flip them from 99 down to 10. So you want to make sure you do that as well. There's Expedition. Got that out of order. Next is the 23 Ranger. 23 Ranger is not scheduling this week. And March scheduling will be for May production dates. And let's see what else. We think that on May 26th or so, that's when we'll be able to order. The order banks will open up for the 24 Ranger, so which would be pretty cool. And it looks like maybe August is when they'll start launching production for that as well. So now, of course, order banks are closed for 23 Ranger. Scheduling will resume the week of March 20th. So actually won't schedule for a while, but they'll start scheduling March 20th. F-150, March cleanup scheduling. So there will be some F-150 scheduled this week for March production dates, I think, or actually usually about a month out for that. And then next month, starting next week, they'll be scheduling for April production dates. And so here's some of the constraints. So the commodities is Super Crew 75%, which is a big number because I had been down. And so it looks like next month they're going to be back to scheduling Super Crews. And then the engines for that, 2.7 liter V6 EcoBoost is 30%. The 3.5 liter EcoBoost is 40%. The hybrid is 15%, and the 5.0 is 15%. And black appearance package. If you have any of the black appearance packages, XLT is 8%. So what I'm saying is if you have that on there, only 8% of the ones that are going to be scheduled will have the black appearance package on their orders. So it will take longer for those appearance packages. Lariat's only 2%. Platinum is 1%. And the STX appearance package is 2%. So keep that in mind as well for that. And then for this week, for scheduling, they need regular cab and super cab orders without STX appearance package, no moonroofs, no power tailgates, no STX appearance packages or black appearance package, and no chrome appearance packages, and no 17-inch all-season tires. So they're very limited on what they can schedule for this week. So just keep that in mind as well. And on the F-150 Lightning, Wave 8 should launch already. They actually said tentative date was 3/2. I didn't see any of our orders selected yet, or our reservations selected yet, so I don't think it's opened yet, and haven't seen anything in the Lightning forum. Have you seen anything in the Lightning forum about Wave 8? No?
I haven't yet.
So probably hasn't launched yet, but they are saying when it does launch, XLT configuration will be available. So those of you that have been holding off on that, you had an order invite and you've been holding off for the XLT, be looking in there. I'd go in there every single day if I were you into your order to see if you could order an XLT. So just look for that and see, because that should open up real soon. They're saying estimated deliveries for XLT orders is April to December of 23. Lariat is April to July of 23, and Platinum is April to July of 23. So there you go. So, and be quick on that XLT build because they will sell out and it will close again, just like it did before. So, and then also a reminder on the Lightning was about price protection and private offers. There are a lot of dealers confused on this because they think if somebody had a 22, they got pushed to 23, they earn that private offer, that's all they get. But that's not true because there was 2 price increases on the Pro version in the fall. They would get the price that was at the time that they ordered. So in this note actually says in here, price protection protects the vehicle price if there is a price action within the model year. It says the price is protected to the price level at the time of order. All right, dealers, at the time of order, so assuming no changes to the body code or the PEP code. That's your package, which you can't really change it a lot of times on that, especially on XLT. And then it says price protection is paid automatically to the dealer 30 to 45 days later after they report the sale, and it does have to match to the person. So whoever ordered the vehicle has to be the one that buys it. So, and then of course, private offer would be any private offer was available from one model year to the next, and that's called a transition private offer. So I guess there are a lot of dealers out there on the Lightning. I've had a lot of emails on that from customers wanting me to help explain it so they could, hey, do you have anything in writing that I could take to my dealer and show them to prove to them that they need to give me both of those? And so I have given them some information. So dealers, sorry, but evidently I keep copies of this stuff so I know where they're at, and so I pass that on to those customers. So 23 Super Duty, unlimited scheduling for job 1 this week. That's build out for job 1. We're moving on to job 2. So that's good to know. They did say April or for April production dates was going to be job 2. So March they're going to be scheduling for April production, and it's going to be job 2 startup. So people are asking, well, what about shipping out the vehicles you've already built? So that shouldn't be happening anytime. We don't know when. Ford hasn't told us, but just keep that in mind. So for this This week, they are not going to be course scheduling for probably the last week. I'll say this: King Ranch, Platinum, or Limiteds. Those are all Job 2s, as well as some other different options that are only available in Job 2, like the XLT and Lariat Black Appearance Package. That's a Job 2. So those won't schedule this week. And then limited scheduling on 360-degree camera, as well as the split bench seat for the front bench seat. That'd be on XLTs for the most part. And then limited 7.3 liter engine, not 3.7. All right. Transit Connect van, no scheduling this week, no scheduling next month. Transit Connect wagon, no scheduling this week, no scheduling next month. They'll just take a little longer still. And then on the Transit, April cleanup scheduling, they need the e-transit orders, and then they are scheduling next month, which starts next week, for May production dates. And there are a lot of constraints in there for the Transit, so you'll want to get with your dealers on whether or not yours has any kind of commodity. So if you have your dealer look and see if there's an unscheduled compatibility, then that means there's something in there that can't be built, and you need to make that change to make it an unscheduled clean order for your order. Mach-e, no scheduling this week and no scheduling next month. Again, Job 2 is going to start up, and maybe now is the best time to kind of talk about this. Remember, the Select and Premium models have closed down. So they're closed for Job 2. They're going to open back up for Job 2. And here's kind of what I'm thinking on this. So I'm going to kind of go over here to this. Is that right? There we go. So Automotive News actually put an article out about the batteries. Ford to sell EVs with 2 types of batteries depending on customer needs. So this is supposed to start happening for the Mach-E this spring. I think it's going to be a Job 2 start. So I think the reason they closed off the Select and the Premium is for those that want a standard battery, because California Route 1 is the extended battery. So they're going to continue to build those batteries the same way they are, as well as the GT. But the Select and Premium will have an option of going the standard battery or the extended range. And so I think they're going to have an option between 2 different batteries, because now they're going to start producing these in the less expensive lithium iron phosphate chemistry into the Mach-E. And I believe that's going to be on the those types of different trims. And I think that's why they're closing it off and they're going to open it up. So if you thought maybe, hey, I might want to wait for that one that might be less expensive and also less susceptible to the cold weather, maybe that's an option for those that want a standard range. Maybe you want to hold off to Job 2, which it's closed now anyway. So that's your option. But it might be something to think about. Well, maybe if that comes available. So we'll have to see what Job 2 is going to look like. I'm assuming order guides will be available here maybe this next month. But it's something definitely to look at. I'm excited to see what this is going to look like here in the next month for Job 2, because the Mach-E is supposed to get this rolling out this spring. And then transition to the F-150 Lightning possibly in 2024. So anyway, kind of want to highlight that there for you guys. But all right, moving on. I think, yes, we're done with the scheduling information, which moves us on to dealer news. All right. See, that didn't take long. All right. So let's talk about some dealer news updates, and that's on my other group of papers. I can't see what's going on. How's it going over there? Questions? You're answering everybody already.
No, I'm just answering like the ones that they're putting out to the group and community, like, hey, anyone have this or that? Is this normal on a bed liner or bed cover? That type of stuff.
Yeah, the weight
The leaking.
and everything. Oh, the leaking. Depends on who puts it on and how good they put it on. All right. So this week, they did update and say that on the Lightning, because they've been holding off because of the battery issues, that they told us to kind of inform everybody that Ford will start production at the Rouge Electric Vehicle Center on March 13th, allowing time for the SK battery cells to be built into battery arrays and packs and to be delivered to the Lightning production line. So some people are like, well, why can't they start up yet? Well, they need the batteries produced with their fix that they need to do at that plant and ship to the dealership. So, or ship to the plant. So again, these are assembly plants. They're not building the batteries there. It's SK On that is building the batteries and putting those in the packs and then shipping those packs to the Rouge assembly plant, and they assemble it. So that's why they need a little more time to be able to do that. So that's why we haven't had any scheduling. We have, I think, 6 orders that need to be scheduled for Lightning, but that's happening there. So they just put out a news bulletin to update us that it's March 13th. Some of you have been watching the news, probably already aware of that. And then the Mustang Mach-E is getting a mid-year price increase. So basically what they're doing is they're going to increase the destination delivery price by $300. So that's going to go up on all of those starting effective March 6th. So anything invoiced after that will have a $300 price increase for the destination and delivery. So if you had, this also means if you already had your order in, you'll notice this is actually after the order bank's closed for the Select and the Premium. If you already had your order in, the dealership should price protect you to the price prior to this. So if you ordered in February, you don't have this price increase. Make sure your dealership doesn't charge you for that. All right. Next one is on the Ford Pass Connect and the Lincoln Way app. There's some features that have been removed from the app now. It used to be that if you had the Wi-Fi hotspot, you can turn that on and off from the app, and as well as in your vehicle and toggle that on. That is now being removed from that, and that is actually effective like in January, I believe, for certain devices, for Androids and such. And then on the iPhone just got updated as well. They said that you can still access it through your AT&T app because you have to get a subscription for AT&T to use the Wi-Fi hotspot. So for those who don't know what that is, that allows your vehicle to be kind of a hotspot, just like your home modem is for you. Your vehicle's in a sense that modem for people to connect to use Wi-Fi on their phones, devices, and such, connect into that and have an internet access. But you do have to pay for a subscription for that through AT&T to make your vehicle a Wi-Fi hotspot. So just like you have to pay for internet for your house. So, and then a couple other features that have been removed from Ford Pass. Kind of sorry to hear this on one of these. Onboard scales and smart hitch. These 2 features will no longer be available in the Ford Pass app. Please have customers continue to use the features from the in-vehicle sync screen. So now that's effective as of February 28th. So just keep that in mind. Also, Pro Power on board. This feature will be available in Ford Pass, but only for the capability to view the status of the onboard generator when the vehicle has cellular service. So that means you still have to turn it on in the vehicle for the Pro Power on board, whether you have the back or on the Lightnings have one in the front area. And then basically the app just allows you to be able to see how that's going if you're close to max on your on the wattage and everything. And so that's being released starting right away for Android, and the iPhone, it looks like, is in March, later in March. So just so you know that. Maverick order guide did get updated this week. The only thing, no job order 2 change, it looks like, so far. That is subject to change. Also, they said bed divider kit, which is a dealer installed option that I recommend not to add, now requires the bed tie-down locking rails if you want to add it. So if you want the bed divider kit, you have to have the bed rails. And so if you're going to do that, you just will get thrown the spray liner. So you get the bed rails for free. Tremor Off-Road and Tremor Off-Road Plus appearance packages are not available for fleet orders. So there are retail and now stock. There you go. How are things going?
Good.
All right. I was going to go over recalls. What do you think? People think they want to know about recalls? I'll try to go through this quickly. So I'm going to start doing recalls. This one came out. Actually, it was an update to a recall that was already out. It was updated on February 28th, and this is for the 22 to 23 model year Bronco, Explorer, F-150 Mustang, 23 Aviators with a 10-speed automatic transmission. And so basically the transmission assembly inspection, so they have to inspect that. So it does say that the affected vehicles were incorrectly listed as including 23 Explorer built in the Hangzhou assembly plant. I don't know if I said that right. All affected vehicles were correctly identified in Oasis and FSA, field service announcement, I think is what that means. And so the affected vehicles are anything like F-150 built in Dearborn from November 9th to January 13th were affected. F-150s in Kansas City built between November 18th and January 12th. Mustangs at Flat Rock between December 1st of 22 through January 5th. Aviators in Chicago built between November 15th and January 26th. Explorers in Chicago, November 13th to January 27th, and Bronco at the Michigan Assembly Plant, November 14th to January 12th. So if yours wasn't built in those dates, then you're not affected by this. It'd only be those people. So anyway, so that recall needs to be done. It does say some of the transmission may contain a loose or extra bolt introduced during the transmission assembly process quality review. A loose bolt inside the transmission could prevent the transmission from achieving park by blocking the park pawl, P-A-W-L, from engaging the park gear. Although the gear shifter position may indicate that the vehicle has been shifted to park, loss of the ability to secure the park pawl, I say that right? Anyway, could result in unintended vehicle movement, increasing the risk of a crash or injury. So it does say, do not, if you have one of these in inventory for dealers, do not demonstrate or deliver any in-stock vehicles. And then you should, a bulletin should come up for those that need to have their recall done. So anyway, the next one is on 23 F-150 Expedition and Lincoln Navigator vehicles equipped with the 4x4 and the 373 gear ratio for an front axle ring and pinion replacement. So these are vehicles also F-150 Dearborn January 17th to January 24th. Kansas City, January 15th to January 23rd. And these are on 23 model year. Of course, Expedition in Kentucky and Navigator in Kentucky. Expedition, January 15th to January 26th. And on the Navigator, January 12th through January 20th. So if you were in those dates, I think, is this the one? No. Okay. It says, in some affected vehicles, it's possible that the front axle pinion gear was not properly heat treated during the manufacturing process. Pinions that did not receive the proper heat treatment may fracture, which may lead to the loss of the 4x4 application when the potential of the front wheels locking up, increasing the risk of a crash. So yeah, so definitely it says, do not demonstrate or deliver any in-stock vehicle on this. I don't think we've received, maybe some of them are there, but that's only like a week in there for that. So it's very limited vehicles that have that. So, and then customers should get notified with notification in the 4Pass app or by a letter in the mail. All right, another one, 23 model year Explorer Bronco Ranger equipped with a 2.3 liter gas engine. So this in here is anything in Chicago at Explorer built December 5th to January 24th. Bronco built December 3rd to December 5th, so it's only 2 days. Ranger built December 8th, just that one day. So again, they kind of noticed it. So, and it does say some vehicles, the reason for this is in all of the affected vehicles, a damaged tool used during the engine block machining process may have allowed the main oil galley to exceed specification, resulting in an inefficient seal of the main oil galley plug. An inefficient seal at the main galley plug may result in an oil leak from the engine block. So if you get oil underneath, probably you. So anyway, so that's going to be done. It does say before demonstrating or delivering any in-stock vehicles involved in this, dealers are to replace the engine assembly. Of course, that gets all that stuff. And is this the one? One of them mentioned that it was only affected. Oh, this is the next one. So, all right. So the next one is on 22 to 23 model year Bronco Wildtrak and Raptor models. This one affected only 163 vehicles. And it says, say, any 22 or 23 Bronco built between August 30th through October 26th, or November 21st through March 1st. So the first dates would be for 22, the second one would be for 23s, and these are Wildtrak and Raptors only. So it does say that when operating affected vehicles, it is possible that the steering may lock, causing a complete loss of steering control. This may increase the risk of a crash. So it's a big highlight here is the vehicles in this program are not to be driven until this repair has been performed. They even said do not drive, have it towed into the dealership. They will provide a rental vehicle, and they'll take care of everything at that point when they can do that. So so this is a do not drive. It's not one of those, hey, drive it and bring it in when you get a chance. No, this is a do not drive at all. So the internal component of the steering gear may have been damaged during assembly. This damage to the steering gear may result in noise, increased steering efforts, and the potential to not be able to turn the steering wheel while driving, increasing the risk of a crash. Yeah, I bet.
Yes, this recall list is extensive, but it's like the buildup of all the recalls from the past. So after this, it shouldn't take this long to get through.
Yeah. So this is, I'm doing it from all of the March ones. And if this isn't one you get, if you guys don't want this information, then I don't have to share it. I'm just trying to help everybody out there. So the last one is on 21 to 22 Broncos. Maybe this isn't one we need to talk about because it's not on new deliveries or anything, but there's a software update that needs to be done on this one. It's a accessory protocol interface modular software update. So it says do not attempt to repair on a 21 or 22 model Bronco vehicles at this time. Software is not currently available. So this is for 21 Broncos built between September 23rd, 2020 through December 22nd, 2021. And on the 22 Bronco from September 1st, 2021 through May 18th, 2022. I'm trying to think when mine was built. I think mine was built before September. No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think mine's in there. Mine's a 21. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, mine might be affected by that, but it does say it'll more than likely to be an OTA update, software update, which is great about Sync 4. So it's just a software update that might be available in the future. And it does say software updates are not available at this time. The program is being temporarily put on hold as of February 24th. Software is expected to be available second quarter of 23. That's the last one. I promise. All right. People ready for their questions? Do we need to answer some questions before we get on to the rest of it?
We're good. We're talking about vacations, spring training.
All right.
All that.
So that's recalls. I did forget to do the time. So let's go on to the is it true?
Is it true?
There we go. So is it true? All right. So this week, I thought it'd be good to talk about the Mustang Dash for a second. So the 2024 Mustang had some questions on this because even I wasn't clear because all of the images that we have out there on the Mustang, they look like this. So even all the ones at the auto shows and everything are this integrated dash where you get the 12.4-inch productivity screen through the steering wheel, as well as the 13.2-inch screen on the center stack, and it's all one screen. That's a magnesium that plated glass or whatever all over the whole thing. So that's what we're seeing on every vehicle, but not every vehicle gets this dash. Though that dash is what you see on all the premium editions and the Dark Horse. So if you're looking at an EcoBoost Premium or a GT Premium or a Dark Horse, that is what you're going to get, is that one there. So Ford Authority actually put something out a while back. It was while we were at the auto show, I think. That's why I didn't, just kind of went right by me and noticed that. But this is the dash you get on your base trim. So EcoBoost or the GT is this dash. So this is the only image that we have out there because Ford Media hasn't put an image of this out there anywhere. So you get two separate dash integrations, still the same size, 12.4-inch in the productivity screen through the steering wheel. The center stack is still a 13.2-inch screen, but there will be nothing in between. They will not be interlocked. Doesn't gather them together and I'll fill in that space with one open glass. So it will look a little different. Same systems in both. It's just you won't have that in between on that for the base, the EcoBoost base and the GT base. So I want to point that out because in my videos I actually showed this one, and I actually feel bad, but I can't go back and redo those. It would take me a while to redo all those videos. So anyway, I'll probably do a separate video that kind of talked about that. later and have that kind of go live and everything. But I wanted to point that out as part of the Is It True for this week. So there you go. So let's talk about a couple things that I want to just type. It won't take too long to talk about that are on my mind. All right. What'd you guys think of that picture? Sarah and I. We're climbers. She got it from me. Anyway.
I love rock climbing.
Yep. And I actually slid it at the beginning. I didn't
Oh,
originally,
yeah.
and I pulled it in there and put it all together. So anyway. All right. So let's talk about the Ford's increasing the production information. I want to talk about this because I think some people think it's starting right away. It's starting now, and it is not started yet. It will start, but this is Ford put out in the Ford Media a release on March 3rd that they were going to be increasing the production on popular electric, gas, hybrid vehicles in response to strong customer demand. So, quote on Ford's memo here is that Ford is increasing production at manufacturing plants across North America to meet strong customer demand for vehicles, including the Mustang Mach-E, F-150 Lightning, Bronco Sport, and Maverick. The company is also preparing to launch all new versions of 4 significant vehicles in 23: Super Duty, Ranger, Mustang, and Escape. So we have 4 new versions this year of vehicles and lots of demand here. So we already know Ford actually released something on the Mach-E saying that they're going to increase production, doubling its hourly production of the Mustang Mach-E. So they're hoping to make annual manufacturing to run at a target of 210,000 units per year. So, well, they better hurry up because right now the plant's down, so they better get going so that we can have this up and running if you're going to hit that goal. But that's pretty cool. They want to increase the Mustang Mach-E. I think their goal is that those are going to be at dealerships, on dealership lots for people to purchase. So we've struggled. We have some on our lot, and we can't sell them.
No.
But I will say the versions that we have on our lot are the ones that aren't as popular, the GTs, what we have. So most of everything we have left that haven't sold are all GTs. I think the Select and the Premium are the more, the lines that are more people want the most. So Bronco Sport and Maverick, Ford is increasing production for the Bronco Sport and Maverick. Production is targeted to increase by more than 80,000 units this year, helping to meet demand in both North and South America. So they build the Bronco Sport and the Maverick not just for the US, but for Canada and South America. So they want to do 80,000 more units, and that's for both of the two models. They're both built in the same plant. So keep that in mind. We did hear some news that they're going to add a third shift this summer and at the Hermosillo plant.
Yeah.
So that is coming up. But it's not going to be till the summer. So keep in mind they want to ramp up production, but it's probably not going to happen until the summer. They'll add a third shift to help them with production. That'll give them more units. So again, 80,000 units combined for Bronco Sport and Maverick, not 80,000 Maverick. And that's not only just for North America, but for South America as well. So you need to want to make sure everybody understands that. And sometimes they just read the headlines and then go from there and don't read in depth. So that's why I want to cover it. F-150 Lightning in Michigan, production for the F-150 Lightning at the Rouge Electric Vehicle Center is on track to triple this year, targeting an annual production rate of 150,000 by the end of 2023. Now, we did hear information that most of that production is going to be from summer through the fall. So we know that. Their goal is to have everybody that had a reservation in there to have their order fulfilled by the end of 2023 and start fresh again for 24. So just so you know, that's the plan there. They don't mention Bronco in here, so just throwing that out there. Then they also mentioned Transit and E-Transit. It says also adding an additional crew in April. So this is starting right away. So in April, in the Kansas City assembly plant, they're going to add a third shift there. 38,000. Ford is targeting annual production increase of 38,000 more units. Ford is investing $95 million in adding 1,100 union jobs as part of the production increase. So adding a third shift in Kansas City, that's good for my Kansas City friends. Anybody needing a job in Kansas City? Go to Ford. But make sure you build it right. And then F-150 and Power Boost. F-150 Power Boost. Ford is also looking at ways to increase production at the Dearborn truck plant for F-150 gas and hybrid trucks to meet continued strong demand. They want to keep that title. So 46 years in a row that they've consecutive years they've been America's best-selling truck. They don't want that title to go away, so they would need to make sure they ramp up that production. So there you go. So there we go. That's all of it.
All right.
All my news. There we go.
All right.
Now I'm ready for questions. So
Okay.
I didn't lose everybody yet. So so maybe the recall. You know, I do what I cover things based on what you guys want to hear and see. So let me know if there's anything in here that you would like to see less of. I don't need to cover recalls if you want. If you want me to do that in a separate video, I can do that as well. I just thought it was something to maybe add. So just give us your input on that. So
What does Kansas City assemble?
The Transit, E-Transit, and F-150.
Okay.
There's a couple different plants there.
Okay.
So there's Clay Como, and I think Clay Como is the one that builds the F-150. And anyway, there's a couple different plants in Kansas City. So one's they make the vans, and then that they just take right on over to Amazon and then, for the most part. And then the other one is the F-150. So we usually get the depending on which motor and different colors and trims, it will dictate which plant that yours is built in. So whether it be in Dearborn or Kansas City. So
Okay.
all right. Throw me those questions.
When will new Super Duty arrive and Escape? We went over that.
Yeah, don't know. We know Escape. I think they're finishing off. Hopefully, they can ship those out soon. We know Super Duty is waiting, finishing up testing so they can be shipped out. Ford did say late February, early March for those. So I mean, I can look and see if any of ours have shipped out. So you keep throwing the questions, and I'll actually try to pull up our view and see if any of the Super Duties are.
All right. Now, some of y'all asked the same questions, and if I don't say your name in your question, it's probably because we already went over, or he went over it with the topics.
Yes.
I'm trying not to repeat questions.
Well, if we do, we'll just go. I'll just tell you I already answered that.
Yeah. What's going on with Maverick scheduling? Nothing for 3 weeks. Is there an issue or just no need?
No, they scheduled them all at the beginning. So here's how they do their scheduling is they know what their capacity is on things. And so they'll schedule a certain amount, but not all of it, based on what their constraints are. And they usually almost all your scheduling happens like in the first week or two. And so then they'll schedule for almost an entire month. And then they go and looking and seeing the rest of the month. It's like, okay, now we need to fill in this. We need a few more, tremors. We need a few more without this. We need some without, the XLT luxury package. And so they fill in. And so because every dealership has all those orders that they took already, there's so many orders for them to choose from that they can fulfill all their allocations and they can fill all their slots in the first week. And that's how that usually happens. So like right now, we have allocations not been used on the F-150 because we don't have the configurations that Ford has and they can schedule. So that's why we haven't used some of our allocations for F-150, and we've used them over several weeks because they tell us, here's what we're looking for this week. So last week, we had almost a retail scheduled, and they said, hey, we're looking for regular cab and super cab. So what did we do? We put in a bunch of F-150 regular cabs that are going to be turned into lightning bolts. So... when they come in. So if you're looking for an F-150 Lightning bolt, supercharged, regular cab, like the tribute back to the Lightning of the late 1900s, early 2000s. We've been doing that truck for about 4 years now. We're going to have some of those available probably May, June. We'll probably have about 10 of them available, some different colors. So, supercharged, 705 horsepower.
Spexinator says, my personalized license plate is one FX4, and I had to explain it to someone. An FX4 is a Maverick for us guys that can't afford a big FX4. FX4.
we have someone here that has his plate says What's it? 10 till 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
150. So I thought that was creative.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. I'm still looking this up. Next question.
They'll spend the next hour and a half answering this, much to the dismay of Mama Bart's, I imagine. Yeah. Do you think all 22 Maverick owners will be able to get the recall done? Still no airbags here in East Tennessee.
We had 5 vehicles get the recalls done today. So.
Okay. So check back in.
Wait. You're talking about the airbag recall
Yes.
that they just opened back up again. I don't know. And that was on not newer models, but some of the older ones back in whenever they came out. Because I remember that recall number was like 17 and 18. So like 2017 and 18 models. So not sure. I know that that's an issue, and they did update that. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, all. Thanks for the service. I ordered my 23 Super Duty Trimmer Platinum back in October and have X-Plan. Dealers telling me if I change color, there's a $4,000 base change. True or BS?
Okay, so changing the color does not lose your price protection. Only the body code changed. So if you change from, if you're talking Super Duty, if you got an F2 and a W2B, which is a crew cab 4x4, and you go to W2D, or I mean, it'd be a W3D, which would be a dually 350, then you would lose price protection.
Yeah.
But changing the color does not affect price protection. What happens if they change colors and they print a new sheet, it'll show that price increase. Mm-hmm. They need to be using the sheet from the original order and the order date. So yeah, that's still, I think because a new sheet's printed with a higher price, they go, yeah, well, that's the price now because you changed the color. And that is not true. So I have things, if you want to email me, I can get you copies of what affects that, because and actually if a dealership does a search, they can find that information themselves. But yeah, that takes a little bit of work though.
So he had asked, he heard the trimmer package is causing delay. If he takes it off his build now, is there a base price increase?
Trimmer causing delays. The trimmer package?
Mm-hmm. On Super Duty.
No.
Okay.
That's not causing, that's not a capacitant. No, that's not.
Okay.
Let's pull it up. Let's look.
All right.
I've got these behind me. By the way, Bronco, they're down to just 897 black diamonds. 814 heritage editions.
Ridgeview, that stands for Long Wait for You. LNGW84U. Long wait for you.
All right, so trimmer package is over capacity. So the capacity is 10%, and they were right at 11%. So it's still, it can get scheduled. It just might take a little longer. So yeah, it's kind of like, one of those, like the appearance packages for the F-150 kind of thing. So.
All right. Chris W says, why don't you just multi-stream Facebook and YouTube at the same time?
Because I have looked into that. I would have to have 2 different chats open at the same time, and then having 2 different chats at the same time. Yeah.
It's better to just do everything on here, go live. People can come over from Facebook. He shares it on Facebook.
I mean, I could, I could, stream it on Facebook. I just wouldn't be able to answer any of their questions.
We wouldn't see those. We wouldn't look at those comments.
I wouldn't be looking at those comments. We have, usually on the Thursday night one, it's like I said, 30 people on there, whereas on here we have 300 to 400 each night. So yeah. All right.
Okay. Maverick went into production last Tuesday. How long before status update to built, then shipped?
Just depends. Going in production means that it may not be actually being built yet. So you want to look at when your build date is and kind of go from there. Assume, you kind of want to wait till you see that it's been built and it's on a train. I like to, like with our members, we go through our member orders and let them know, is it actually on a rail? Because I'll put that as a status. It's actually sitting on a rail, which means then once it's put on a rail, 4 weeks from that date. I hate to say, because sometimes it can be a week or so before it gets put on a train. It could be in a holding yard for a week or something before it actually gets put on a train. I usually don't like to say the in production status is when the order gets sent to the factory. That could happen about a week before your vehicle actually is getting produced. And then if it needs to put any accessories on or needs to go off site to the body company, that could take an extra day or two and wait in a line to get those things put on, which is another reason why you did this later, so that you don't have to wait in a line over there and can be shipped out sooner. That can take a couple days, and then it needs to be inspected, and there's a lot of things that go into that after it's actually produced. So production actually takes 1 day to produce your vehicle, but then it needs to be inspected, needs to be checked over, any accessories put on it, and then it goes in a holding yard for about probably a week before it's actually shipped out sometimes. So
All right, and then we answered this one while we were, I answered it by typing it, but I'll answer it out loud as well. My Maverick has been in transit for 1 month, to South Dakota. It's 6 weeks, a typical time frame. South Dakota, we don't really know those typical time frames. We usually know the ones to Kansas, to us specifically. So it could be 6 weeks because it's about 4 weeks to here.
yeah, but I will say again that just like with the in production, it'll say in transit as soon as it's released from the factory.
That's right, yes.
It could be sitting in the holding yard for another week before it actually gets shipped out. That's why I say if your dealer can tell you when it was put on a rail, then typically that's more common.
Yes.
But if it could be sitting in a rail yard near where you're at, like ours go to Kansas City, and then I usually say, hey, once it hits Kansas City, figure about a week.
Yeah.
So, that's usually what happens with ours. It sits in a holding yard for about a week there at the factory, and it actually only takes like a week to get it from Mexico to Kansas City. But then the rest of the time is waiting in line to get off the rail, to get in the yard, then to get on a convoy, which takes time and that kind of thing. So that's why I say if you know when, it hit those places, and you can kind of, and your dealer can find that. They can see those different points. Speaking of that, I did look up, and where's this one at? See, and I don't know if this is right because it doesn't show that it came from Kentucky. It shows it's in Kansas City.
Yeah.
But we've had that actually happen.
Yeah, we've had it happen where it said it, like, as it was like, okay, it's, getting built, it's getting on assembly line and doing all of that. It had Kansas City, even though
this here says that Kentucky received, and then it says it's in Missouri. So we do have 2 Super Duties saying that they're in Kansas City right now, but I don't know if I believe it because we've had some issues with being the wrong. We had one that said it was built in Kansas City, and when it was a Maverick or something, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
what was that? Bronco Sport? Maybe it was Bronco Sport or Maverick.
it was a Bronco Sport.
We have another one that says it's in Missouri here. Let's look at that one.
No, it was a Maverick because we're like, oh, you're gonna get yours soon.
See, that one is identical to it. So I don't know if it's actually, because it's supposed to go to Shelbyville and then go from Shelbyville to Kansas City, and that's not showing that it even hit Shelbyville. So I don't know whether or not so I don't know if the Super Duty's been shipped out yet, but because I don't see, we have 3 pages of VINs. I'll keep looking though. Keep asking the questions.
Okay. My Maverick has been, fairly new to Bronco waitlist. Was switched to an Everglades from Wild Track, and I'd like to know why they are not building an Everglades until the 3rd quarter.
They've scheduled all they have right now, for one. 2 might be parts, because they probably had so many parts that they had planned for, and they probably have accounted for those in all their Everglade builds that they had so far. Because when we look at right now, if you look at the Bronco list, there are 0 Everglades that are currently in the U.S. order bank. So if you just switch to Everglades, it's not showing it in here as being an order that's in there. So maybe yours is already scheduled. So, and if you're already scheduled, this doesn't affect you. These are this would be for scheduling for like new orders for 23. So if you're already been scheduled, then that wouldn't affect you. So I'd be curious to see that. Anyway.
Did you say last week that you've only seen Mav carry orders so far? For our dealership, yes, because we have them prioritized correctly. So those are the only ones getting scheduled right now. Other dealerships may have new orders getting scheduled, but they may not either not had orders placed for 22, so they don't have any rollovers, or they don't have them prioritized correctly. They just have them all in one priority code, and so then they just it's just pick of the pot. Everyone's on the same playing field. So
Yeah, so if a dealership prioritizes our orders correctly, like we did, and we'll do the same thing with our new Bronco orders, because we have 9 Bronco orders right now in the order bank. We're supposed to get 6 allocations next month unless they give us any extras. So we'll have 3 orders not scheduled by the time we start taking new orders. Well, those will stay in as a 10. Our new orders will be in as a priority 15. So the 10s will always be looked at first. We did the same thing on Maverick, and it worked. We didn't have any 15 schedule ahead of any of the others because we had plenty of orders in there, and Ford knows what's going on. Ford does that, and especially on the Maverick, they really tried to schedule, telling dealerships to, hey, 15s are your new orders. They really, I think they really did try to take those. But if a dealership doesn't have any, or they put all their orders in as a 10, then that'd be a case where that would happen. But for us, we have, what did I say the other day, 9? I think we have 9 carryover orders.
Yeah.
And I think we're right now, unless we get any extra allocations, we'll have 18 allocations next month. So those 9 should get scheduled.
Yeah. And no, we are not taking bribes to move people ahead of our carryovers.
Oh.
No. There is a delay on the video versus the chat. So the chat we see immediately. As soon as people are putting it in there, we see it immediately. Meanwhile, you guys have a delay on our video.
And if it's a question in there, then we're answering the questions based on when they've been coming in. They've been probably been coming in for the last hour.
Since the very beginning.
Yeah. So.
So, and Guero 327, I'm about to get to yours. Let's see. I just received my production date and VIN last week on my 22 to 23 Bronco Badlands. When will Ford send me my private offer?
Your private offer is already there. If your dealership can't see it, then they probably are searching incorrectly, or they're not searching it based on the ROVP, because the ROVP is what the private offer is based off of from your 22 order. So they need to be searching exactly how they entered it into COVP and for your 2022 order for you to see your private offer. So, have them search by your email address. I found that to work very well, or your phone number if you haven't changed it from when you did it. Try cell number, try home number, work number, whatever you might have given them. A lot of times we found that to be true. I did find out a little, Rick has sent us 2 donations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll get to that in just a second here. What we found out is all of our Bronco private offers are in sequential order. So if a dealership can find out one of their private offer numbers, then they can get all of them by going up or down sequentially from that number.
Yeah.
So I found a trick on the Maverick, which is a little easier to figure out, but on the Broncos, it is actually some numbers that I can't figure out, but they are in sequential order for your dealership. So once I found one of ours, I just started going up until we started seeing orders that weren't for our dealership, and then it was going down, and I got all of ours within that number. So.
All right.
So. He asked about Ford ESPs, and I can't really speak to that. Thoughts on Ford ESP plans for new vehicle sales? I will say this. I don't know numbers on Ford ESPs, but if you plan to keep yours past 3 years, it isn't a bad idea to get a warranty now, because service rates and hourly rates is expensive right now. Parts are expensive. Everything's gone up in a way of cost for parts and everything. If you're going to get a pretty good deal on a service plan, it's not a bad idea if you usually keep your vehicles longer than 3 years or 36,000 miles. So I don't keep them because I usually don't keep my vehicles that long.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason. I got one on my son's car because he decided to keep his. So.
Do you have any allocations for Bronco Raptor?
We just had one this week. It's supposed to be fulfilled, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or the next day?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually don't have a Bronco Raptor order for that. We are asking over MSRP, might be one reason. So if you're interested in doing a Bronco Raptor, you might email me. I think we had, I can't remember, she emailed today. I can't remember. I think we have to have it in by tomorrow. So, yeah.
All right.
Anyway. And 3 F-150 Raptors.
Yeah. Do priority codes matter for scheduling? I was told recently that I am a priority 1 for my Bronco order, but they couldn't tell me if it meant I would get scheduled.
That means yours is going to definitely be looked at first at that dealership. So they're going to, anything that's a priority 1, I mean, that a priority 1 is almost an automatic. In fact, if you're a priority 1, then it's probably a Bronco Raptor.
Yeah.
Because Bronco 1 are usually manually allocated. Usually a 2 would be on, or what they pull it down to a 2. So if you're a 1, more than likely you're probably a Bronco Raptor. And when they get a Bronco Raptor allocation, then you'll probably get selected.
Mm-hmm. All right. Does hitch constraint affect the FX4 package for scheduling?
No. If you have a hitch within a package, it's not affected. So it's the standalone hitch. I assume we're talking about Maverick. Then ditch the hitch.
Yeah. All right. Can the dealership models survive?
Yeah. You got to get them serviced somewhere. So, and Ford does want to keep that. I mean, Tesla's gone, with their model. But Ford knows that they really need to rely on their dealers. They're not going to, I mean, having someone that can demonstrate the vehicle and show you how everything works on your vehicle and everything. There is YouTube videos, but people want a hands-on. They want somebody else to do it. And the dealership can, I know that there are some dealerships dropping the ball and such, and sometimes it's difficult finding a good dealership. But Ford knows that they need the dealerships. They need, they need the service departments too as well. They need to get them serviced somewhere. I mean, I've heard some pretty bad stories with Teslas when they broke down that needed to be picked up. They dropped them a loaner. They took their vehicle, but then they were without their vehicle for a long time because they got to take it back to wherever they fix it, take care of it, and come back. And won't it be great as if you could go into a dealer with your EV vehicle and get it fixed, in a day or two, depending on parts. And instead of having to have it shipped off and take 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe a month to get it fixed with a Tesla and such. So Ford's not planning to go away from a dealership model. So.
Yeah. All right. Michael Hall says, is there a constraint on Bronco Badlands LED front signature lights? Saw a post on Bronco 6G stating they got regular base LED from front headlights and received a $500 credit on their window sticker.
That has not been in any dealer memos at all. So I don't know. And that came up, somebody asked that on, I think either Johnny or All Terrain Nation last night. And I said, no, I mean, the Badlands comes standard with the LED signature lighting on the order guide, but I haven't seen any constraints. It has not been an issue. There hasn't been a dealer bulletin on the LED signature lighting yet. So that's that. If that's the case, maybe I'll do some research. Maybe I'll reach out to the Bronco brand manager. I don't know if he'll reply or not, but I'll ask. I'll find out, and I'll get back to you on that, hopefully next week.
All right. If you got your Maverick allocations for March, how much did Long McArthur get? Any word on makeup?
Okay, yeah, I said that a minute ago.
Yes, you did.
18 was what they planned to give us, but we always put in for more. What we tend to do is our strategy is to figure out how many orders we have that we need to fulfill it, and we add that much and subtract what they gave us. So we put in for 500, but they sometimes and the reason we put in what they call a supplement is that if the region gets a certain number, and then they give out the dealers their allocations based on that, there can be some extras, and if you ask for it, then you might get extras. We've actually been granted some extras on some vehicle lines before because we asked for them, and so we always ask for them. But most cases we don't always get them, but it's always good. You never get anything you don't ask for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Greg Aber, there's not a chip in the LED lights, but there's a chip to control the LED lights.
yeah, I don't. It probably is more of a, but I don't know why it would be on the Badlands and not like a Big Ben or the other. I mean, or the other trims. So. Oh, his Bronco is a black diamond 2-door, not a Raptor.
Mm.
Okay. Well, you might be priority 1 because they only have, but they did schedule a bunch of black diamonds. Mm-hmm. I appreciate the donation, by the way. Thank you very much. They're down to 897 black diamonds left, and that's probably why you're priority 1. So probably in the next couple of weeks. So I would say, probably your dealer is probably out of allocations for this month, the rest of this month. And again, this week is based on February's allocations. So you're probably going to be waiting until next week to possibly get scheduled, but more than likely you get scheduled next week.
Mm-hmm.
Come back and let us know.
Yeah.
I guess it'll be 2 weeks from now. But
Yeah. Jamie says, if I switch from hybrid Maverick to trimmer, would I now be competing with dealers for scheduling? What trimmer build would give me the highest chance of being scheduled this year?
Well, I mean, they're within capacity on trimmer, but depends on what trimmer orders your dealership has. So like we have like 30 trimmers still that need to get scheduled. So if you switch from hybrid to trimmer for us, you would move behind those 30 people. And if the capacity is 8%, and of the 18, what's 8% of our 18 orders, we're probably going to get 2 to 3 trimmers a month. So see that, like at our dealership, you'd be thrown back there. Depending on where your hybrid order was, you could actually get totally thrown to the back, and it could take you longer than it would be if you left it a hybrid. So it all depends on your dealership. And that's what I would find out is, how many trimmer orders do they have at the dealership? And that could dictate whether or not you'd be faster or not. But within that, I look at XLT.
Yeah, XLT trimmer. You might look at
Non-appearance
the
package.
non-appearance package.
Yeah, because that's only 2%
Oh, I guess you're right.
capacity. So you want to keep
Yeah,
that
but
off.
if they don't have any others with the appearance package and they're looking for an appearance package to schedule,
Again, it's a gamble.
I know.
So
It's all a gamble.
there you go.
Bronco orders open 3/27 for some or limited models. Which models will be restricted?
We don't know that. We know probably, of course, they're not going to be able to put one in for Heritage Limited. And Heritage Editions, I don't know. Well, that's one we don't know. It looks like to me that because they're saying Everglades won't get scheduled until Q3, that we'll be able to put in an Everglades order. But it might take a lot longer to get scheduled. I mean, all your other trims should be fine. Base, Big Ben. Actually, base, does it say base is going to be... Was it base and manual? I know manual transmission was. I don't know. I have to look at the notes. Base may not be, but might take longer. But it looks like all those will be available. So the gut would be that the Heritage Edition maybe not. They might be just talking about the Heritage Limited. We'll find more information out the week of March 20th on what trim levels will be available. But I assume Everglades will, and Heritage Edition will be the toss-up. That's the one I don't know about.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I
Hello.
assume since it's on the build and price that it would be, but you never know.
Tim Ford says the trimmer comes with heavy-duty CV axles. Is that the front and rears?
I can look at the order guide. I don't know. I mean, sometimes they just tell us the basic information on those. Give me a second.
Over that one. While you're doing that, I'm going to go through these questions real quick. Any ETA on the Maverick meetup? For the Law McArthur Maverick meetup, we probably won't start planning until June or July for an August or September meetup.
So it's just saying here, okay, so off-road tuned suspension, unique front and rear springs, front and rear shocks, trimmer logo on them, twin clutch rear drive with electronic rear differential. Let's see, advanced four-wheel drive, dual rear drive units. So they're not really saying which one it is, and I don't know enough about suspensions and such to know to be able to answer that. But anyway, so
All right.
probably the rear. All right.
Are they offering price protection for Lightning reservations? When I log into my Ford account, it still shows $39,974 MSRP on my reservation.
No. So reservation, when your reservation was in, is not going to dictate it. It's when you order your vehicle. It's always that way. When you order on, from a dealer, also on the Lightning, it's when you ordered your vehicle. So that's where some dealers are trying to say, oh, the price has gone up. Well, if they ordered in August, that's the price they get is when they ordered the vehicle. So if you have a reservation, haven't ordered yet, you're not price protected to anything yet. But once you order, that's the price you should get from your dealership, and they should lock you into.
All right. Zachary T. Austin. Perhaps ask Mike Levine what is suspected. Thunder will most likely be used. Is suspected. What is suspected? Thunder will most likely be used for plug-in hybrid and Lightning for all electric. Love my 22 Mav, but will sell it to my daughter for a plug-in hybrid Maverick Thunder.
Yeah, we'll ask them about that. The Thunder name. I don't know. I think it's going to be more of an off-road package or something like that.
Yeah,
but
kind of like the Trimmer. You have the Thunder.
I don't know.
It'd be interesting to have a Trimmer and a Thunder.
If a Lightning is quiet, then Thunder would be loud. The loud part of it, you would think it's going to have to be an ICE version. V8. I don't know.
Have to, yeah. My Maverick is scheduled next week, March 13th through 17th. Haven't gotten a production day yet. Do you think my production week will get pushed to at a later date, or has production been getting more consistent?
I've seen them move around, but usually, typically, they might move around within the week, a day or two. But usually, once you get a schedule to the day, usually it doesn't move a lot. Like I said, it just might move up or back. We've actually had several of our members, because we look at their orders every week, that have been moved like up a day or back a day, but not to a different week typically, unless there's like a plant shutdown or something. But so I would assume yours is going to get built next week, but your day might move around between those dates. So what is that? The 13th to the 16th. So it could move from a Tuesday or Wednesday or something. So
thank you, Greg Aber.
thanks.
Let's see. Austin Lenart. We answer questions on all things Ford. It seems like it's EVs, Mavericks, and Broncos, but that's kind of the community that has been built.
Yeah.
They're looking, they're here. They've been here since he started doing the live stream. But we take all questions that are all things Ford.
Yep,
So.
I do videos on all of them, but this live stream did start as a Maverick Q&A for people that wanted a Maverick, wanting to know all the questions about production and such. That's where it started, and then of course I've been a lot into the Bronco community as well. So we've been doing a lot with Bronco as well, because it seems like the people that are in here the most are people that have been waiting a long time for their vehicle, which for the most part's been Bronco, Lightning, and Maverick. Yeah. But now we're seeing Super Duty as well. So, but yes, we'll answer any question on any model.
He has 24 Mustang questions. Go ahead and ask them. We are here.
Yep, I've recorded the videos on all the EcoBoost and GT so far. Dark Horse will be tomorrow.
GT Premium went live earlier today.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Throw your question in there.
All right. Hello, Tim and Sarah. Did I mention you guys rock? Is being unscheduled clean a guarantee that I will get my Maverick built this year?
No.
No.
It means that your order has no nothing that is not buildable, right? So it means it's a clean order in a sense to Ford saying it can be built, but it doesn't mean necessarily it gets scheduled. That depends on dealer applications and different things like that, and also configured, because you could have like 4 different constraint items on your order, but it still can be a clean order because it's availably built. So if you have like splash guards and a tonneau cover, and you have the hitch, optional hitch, those are all things that are available, but it just will probably take longer and possibly not get your schedule because you have 3 different highly constrained items on there. So other orders will pass you by because of that. So not necessarily just because it's unscheduled clean that it'll get scheduled. You can ask people last year. We had 100 orders that did not get scheduled last year that were unscheduled clean orders. So
if you haven't heard your question yet, we're still going through all of them. We're still about only halfway through them. So if you haven't heard it yet, don't worry, it's in here, or ask in the chat if it's in there and I'll check for you.
Yep, I'm in the chat so I can see, and there was somebody in here. I like to go through the questions there, but
Austin asked. Yeah. All right. Will dealer installed hitch have the 4-pin wiring for the Maverick? I I think you have to buy both. I think if you buy just the hitch, I think there's a package with the hitch and the wiring, or you can buy one or the other.
Yeah, I think they're two different parts that have to be ordered. So you can get just the hitch without the wiring if you want.
Don't know why you would get the wiring without the hitch.
Yeah.
But okay.
Are y'all ordered the new Ranger? How much will it give me if I trade? Okay, so we don't know anything about Ranger pricing yet for 24. So
yeah. All right. Is it looking up to get a Pro?
a Pro Lightning sold out for this year. So if you look in the ordering, when you have an invite and you go in there to order it, it'll say that the Pro is sold out, XLT not available. Not available doesn't mean sold out on XLT. So XLT will become available periodically throughout the rest of the model year, but Pro is completely sold out. So you would not, there's no option to get a Pro. That's why I did a video. I talked about that, and some people, badmouthed me and said, well, maybe what if the Pro comes available like the XLT? And I said, well, Ford told us as dealers that the Pro is sold out. XLT might be available throughout the year. So, but you can always leave that reservation in there and just see what happens. I mean, that might change. Maybe this summer it might change. We'll just have to see. What's up? You want to know what that is?
You've never talked about it.
No.
This is the helmet that sits back there. The visor does come up, but it's a watch case.
Yeah, I'm into watches, and
it's a winding one too.
Yes, it's a winder, but I already have a bunch of winders at home, so I thought that would be really cool to put here at the office.
Limited edition.
So the watch though that came in is at home because I don't try. I'll try to leave that around here.
No.
But not saying there's any thieves around here. I'm not saying that. Just, but yeah, it's it came with a watch, and it's that brand right there.
There's a lot of times where there's a customer sitting here and there's no salesman over here. You never know what could happen. Or there's people that come in for service at 7 a.m. and just wander around these desks.
Yeah. So it came with an automatic watch, and it was a really good deal. So
yeah.
It was fun. It was a limited run that the watch gang did. All right. Moving on.
All right. Are any rumors you have heard of a plug-in hybrid or all-wheel hybrid for 24 for Maverick?
No, not yet.
Okay. Are order banks still scheduled to open for Bronco? If so, what time frame to be built? 4-door wall track. Hardtop with Lux.
Well, that depends on how many leftover orders the dealership still has that you're ordering with. We have 2 wild tracks yet to be scheduled in their allocations that they get and such like that. Every dealership received a paper that told them how many more allocations they're going to have for the rest of 23 model year. And based on that information, here's how many wild tracks that you could expect that you should have of your order. So you shouldn't take any more than that. Like for us, we're supposed to get 58. So let's say round it up to say maybe we get 60. So if you take that and figure 25%, which would be a fourth of that, that's 15 wild tracks we could take. If we have 2 right now, subtract that out. Well, hopefully those get scheduled within those 6, but you never know.
Yeah.
Let's say only one of them gets scheduled. We might have 1, so we might take, 14 wild track orders and cap it at that, because otherwise it's just going to go to 24. But we probably will still put in orders, because what that'll do for those other people that are later is that'll go ahead and be kind of, in a sense, those will be the first orders we put in for 24. They won't be price protected, but they'll kind of, in a sense, put them in a place in line so that if they don't get scheduled in 23, they're going to be the first orders and the highest priority for us for 24 orders. So same way we're going to do for our Maverick customers that have a 23 order is if theirs gets carried, if they don't get scheduled, we're going to put those orders in first and prioritize them over the new orders, just like we did this year. So, and we've actually had quite a few customers cancel the Maverick order recently because they received theirs with their dealer, or they end up buying a different vehicle, and they've called and said, here, please cancel my order. So that helps you get more of your vehicles and get scheduled out. Yeah. So, and I hope most customers do that. If you're not going to take yours, it hasn't been scheduled, let your dealership know. And it's up to the dealership. If they're crazy enough that they want to go ahead and leave that in there, then they can. For us, we're not. We want to make sure our customers get helped. So anyway, got a new member, Donald. Oh wait, no, 8 months now.
Yes.
I said Donald's been a member. So now he's at 8 months. Awesome. Congrats.
All right, Isaac Chalambaga, I think. Chalambega. Tim and Sarah, what are the restraints on black appearance package for the Maverick?
10% is the capacity, and they're within. I think they're within the capacity on black appearance package. So we've seen some black appearance package get scheduled. So so 10% means that for every out of 100, they schedule 10 of them will be black appearance package. So
as for what is that called? Deposit. Some dealers require a deposit on order. So on our Maverick, we don't require deposit, but we have Dark Horse. They're saying if you want to order a Dark Horse, it's $5,000 deposit.
we only have 5 allocations for an 18-month ride.
Yeah, it depends on how many we can get, and if you want to get one, we hope that you're serious, and so we don't want to build you an order and then you back out on it and it's built for you and it come in and no one wants it.
Well, somebody will want it.
Someone will want it. Someone will take it. But that's just to help protect us.
In Bronco, we are doing a $500 deposit on those because the same way we only get 60 allocations the rest of this year, and we're still under that, so we might change that. But for right now, that's what the management's telling us. So,
but like Maverick, we didn't do a deposit, so
and we did that for the Super Duty. We did a $500 deposit on those too. So, but a Bronco, I mean, prices, one of those start at like 40, 50,000.
Yes.
Maverick starts at 20. There's a different customer for those, and that's why we didn't. So Donald gave us a donation.
Thank you very much. Oh, he meant to do a super chat.
Oh, okay.
Before. And didn't. All right. Great show. I watch every Tuesday specifically for information on the F-150. I'm always looking for what options Ford is deleting this week. Can you maybe post on a screen updated list each week?
Yeah, they haven't added anything since the video I put out. If you haven't checked that video out, I did one on the 7 things that were being removed from the F-150.
Yeah.
And that hasn't changed yet. So, yeah. So they haven't added anything to it. Okay. At this point, I think we're going to start seeing things being taken off. Hopefully not added to it.
All right. 23 MAV restraints. Does the hitch restriction affect the FX4 build? Or just...
Yeah, we answered that earlier.
We did that one. The Bronco engine 2.7 versus 2.3 ratio is surprising to me. Seems the 2.7 engine is the one that to order to increase chance of production.
Yeah. And you got to remember, too, that's built in that same plant, if I can get my words right here, is the Ranger with the 2.3 liter. Yes. So what they want to do is, put that range and make that Ranger engine available for that 2.3 available for the Ranger. And so most of the Rangers are going to have a 2.3 liter, and that's probably why you're seeing that 65-35 for the Bronco, because they are probably noticing most people want that. So that might be it. I have a 2.3 myself. So that has really shifted it. It went really the other way. It was the way around for a couple of years, and now it's kind of turned around and shifted the other way. But remember, now we have, and last year we didn't have, that issue. So 2.3 liter, I believe, is what's going in the Ranger. But I think the Ranger Raptors are getting a 2.7s or something. But I don't have to look that up again. It's been a while. We need an order guide. Misty's a new member. Thank you. Thanks for becoming a member. All new members that have joined us tonight, don't forget to check out. There's a video when you join. Watch that video. Sarah kind of tells you the different perks, and make sure you email Sarah your address so we can get you out a little welcome package. So if you haven't done that, check that out. And don't forget the membership tab for all the membership content.
You gotta give me a second. My chat box went down.
Uh-oh. You want me to go and look over? Right?
No. You have to go in with
Oh, I probably have to go in over here.
Yes, over there.
Oh, it's up.
You're in the questions.
I'm in the questions over here.
Okay, we were on Oh, Doug Wallace. So underneath that one.
Right
How
here?
many Bronco Badlands are left to schedule?
It was like 4,000, I think. It's pretty low. Really, there's not that many left. Oh no, only 3,100 according to this. So that's
Ooh.
yeah, and only 4,200 wild tracks left, and 1,000 Big Bends, and less than 900 Black Diamonds, and 800 Heritage Editions. So, and this month, starting next week, we'll get some of those get starting and get scheduled. So, we'll see how that ends up before they start taking new orders. So, all right. Why are these wild tracks sitting on the lots? So, probably because customers maybe didn't take theirs. So maybe for some reason they didn't take theirs. We're seeing an issue right now. Some of these people that once their vehicle comes in with these interest rates, they just can't afford it. We've seen that happen before, and that kind of thing. So what we've done for ours, we've had 2 wild tracks become available that customers didn't take, and we offered them to our current wild track order holders that haven't been scheduled. And we've actually fulfilled 2 of those that way. So we actually haven't had one hit our lot. We got some used ones on our lot right now that we found at auctions, but otherwise, yeah, that's probably where it's happening. Is they're probably, people didn't take theirs for some reason. So,
How many 22 Maverick orders do you still have outstanding? Have any 23 orders been built yet?
well, last I checked, where's my list? Actually, keep a report of this. It's been a while since I've actually pulled that list.
By the way, John Wayne, I like the name, the YouTube name.
John Wayne.
Yeah. Grandma calls Lebo the John Wayne killer because she showed him the movie The Cowboys, and John Wayne doesn't die in any of his movies except The Cowboys. And Lebo introduced it to them, and so he was dubbed the John Wayne killer.
We currently have 669, but we've actually had about 5 of those people canceled in the last week, so about 660 or so. So
Ragnar Khan asked, has McArthur ever gotten a Ford GT allocation awarded to them?
oh yeah, yep. Oh, 4GT, we've had 2. So we actually did a video on a live stream with the last one being, and it was one of those, I think they made 15 of each different versions, and he got one of the ones with the white with the blue stripes or whatever, one of the heritage ones, the 2022, which is one of the last ones being built. So I think in 22 they had, they're building 45 and 15 different versions, heritage versions, and he got one of those. So, yep. And then we got one back in, when was that? Like this, maybe 3rd or 4th year. So we've been granted 2. So.
Yep.
Still have them both. Owners don't have them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Joe Bezek. In August, I ordered a 23 F-150 XLT 5.0 Black Appearance Package FX4. Still don't have a production date. I don't have any bed liner or any items you recommend to keep off. When will it be built?
Okay, because it is the Black Appearance Package, that's probably what's holding it up. So, yeah, you just have to. Now, you might email me your build. Email address right there. Email me your build. Get it right. And I can actually look it over and see if there's anything else. Because I looked at somebody's Super Duty order for them, and they had like splash guards, wheel well liners on theirs, and something else. I'm like, hey, let's take those off. Let's see if we can get that scheduled a little bit faster. And so you might try that as well. There might be something else on there that's maybe not on the capacity constraint, but it might be just something that I'm like, hey, this is probably going to slow it up a little. But though. All right.
All right. Where was I? Any updates on the long-promised off-road feature in Ford Pass?
That's a great question. Ooh, that's a nice Mike Levine question.
I'm
gonna get all these questions here. I'm gonna say our live stream has questions for you. So
I love how a lot of our You are on our order D71L. So you are with
They have the order with us.
DL? Who's DL?
Darren Lee.
Darren Lee. Oh, I thought he was DJ.
Yeah, that too.
Why is he?
Well, it used to be DL for his brother.
Oh, Derek Lee.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Was there a question about that?
No. So, John Wayne has a order with us.
D71 now.
Yes.
And somebody did say John Wayne did die in The Shootist.
In multiple
His
movies.
last movie.
Yes.
It's funny.
And so someone else said that John Wayne did die in a few movies, and I was like, well, none that my grandma has seen apparently.
Took 100 bullets to take Wayne down.
Yes, it did. It took so many bullets.
Oh gosh.
If you ever watch it, it's
Movies back then. It's funny.
you'd never see Chuck Norris die in a movie.
So, your brother hasn't watched the Holy Grail.
Okay,
Monty Python.
I didn't watch that till after college.
And
Y'all did not show us proper movies.
So we watched it with them the other night, and I was like, "This is a stupid movie," and they laughed. I enjoyed it, but it reminds me that one was like, "That's just a flesh wound." It's a cut his arm off. It's like so stupid. I don't know why. I was like,
So some of those good movies that have like a PG-13 or slightly above rated, y'all didn't show us because Jeffrey is 6 years younger than me, so he couldn't watch them at the same time as me. And if Jeffrey couldn't watch them, I couldn't watch them. So by the time he was 13, I was 19 and in college. Actually, out of college. No, I was in college.
You know what? It's happening next Monday, right?
He turns 21.
It will no longer have. All my kids will be old enough to drink. It's crazy. Which he doesn't really want to drink, so it's okay. All right, moving on.
Were there any Fords lost in the two train derailments? The first one in Ohio, that one I think it has been confirmed that some
10 Mavericks, I think.
10 Mavericks were destroyed in that one. But the other one, I did look at the pictures and it looks like those were all grain carts, which that's unfortunate that they lost that much grain. I think I counted 7 grain carts, all spilled everywhere. So, yeah, that was sad to see coming from a farming community. You know how hard they work for that. All right. Do you have an update on the F-150 transmission recall? Did you go over that? You did, right?
The what?
The F-150 transmission recall?
Yeah, I covered a lot of recalls.
Gotta go find it.
I don't know. There's several different F-150 recalls. Depends on which one you're talking about.
Okay.
Isn't there? I don't know. Yeah, so there's one on the 4x4s with the 373 axle. There's another one on the 10-speed automatic transmission. Yep.
All right. How do you feel about dealers who automatically add VIN etching, undercoating, desert package, etc., on new vehicles as a way to pad margins?
I think it's terrible.
Yeah, that should be
Yeah.
an option.
Yeah, we of course nothing's. I mean, we have aftermarket. Give you a call. Is there anything you'd like to add? You know, we provide these different products and you know the benefits of the products, but it's all up to you on what you decide you want to purchase. But nothing is put on your vehicle as part of the vehicle. If it's a vehicle on the lot, sometimes we have to get like maybe our spray and bedliner guy has got everything done for customers and he needs something to do. We may take a vehicle off the lot. Typically, we make sure all the used vehicle trucks have new spray and liners put in them, that kind of thing. But if not, then we might grab a new truck and put a spray and liner in it. Or if the window tint guy needs something to do, we may window tint a stock vehicle. But in a way of a custom order, nope, not unless you ask for it. So, but yes,
we will never forcefully add things onto your order for you.
Correct.
Only stock units. All right. California 2A, thank you for the tip. I ordered a 23 Maverick back in September. XL all-wheel drive only. Ford built it with 4K tow, Copilot 360, and Windows for 15 and 500 for, or add 500 for new 23 price. What's my next move?
Okay, for one, you should be price protected if you didn't
Yes.
make any changes to your order. So Copilot 360 and Windows. Windows are free. I'm just kidding. Maybe the sliding rear window.
Oh,
I
maybe.
know of course, the 4K tow and the 360, and
Those are both
those are
add-on
like
packages.
$500 for the one. Yeah. But
4K tow is like
So-
a $2,000 option.
okay, so Ford built it with 4K.
Or 1,000.
So your dealership ordered it with it. So
Yes.
Ford built it the way the order is put in the system.
So your dealer ordered it with that
your
on there.
dealer ordered it with those things. Are you sure it's your order?
Yes, check that, because sometimes if an order comes in almost exactly the same, if they don't check the VIN, it could get mixed up.
Yeah, I would make sure it's your vehicle.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So, but also that $500 for the new pricing shouldn't happen. You should be price protected to your original price when you ordered. If you
Yeah.
unless you made a change to the body code since February 1st, you do not pay that extra $500. You go and tell them I am price protected to my original price of when I ordered, and tell them that. And,
Yeah.
and then they're like, oh, because again, that's one of those things, just like all the aftermarket ads that they try to put on your vehicle, they try to get away with it if they can. But if you're educated and go, no, I should be price protected. This is, you should have your order sheet
Yeah.
that would show that. And that's another thing, pull out your order sheet. If there's all those things were added to your vehicle, you can say, no, this is what I ordered. This is what should be. And if they're saying, well, Ford added these things, no, that's like Johnny will say, that's I BS bust that, because there's
Yeah.
no way the dealer ordered it, or it's not the right vehicle. So once you got a build date to your order number, actually that order number is on the window sticker, so look for it. So I'm not gonna pull mine down, but like right under where it says rail on the window sticker, towards the bottom, there's the ramp number. It'll be say 59 for Maverick, and it'll have four digits, and that's your order number. Mine was T01B, and then OT1 is what it should say. That's your order number. So you might look and see what the order number is on your order sheet, and then also what it is on that window sticker.
Yeah.
Make sure that is your vehicle, because it may not
so
be yours.
California 2A, you ordered it, your dealer placed the order. So
Yeah.
either they added those things without your permission,
Or
which
it's not yours.
or it's not yours. So just
Yeah.
check your window sticker
Keep
and
us-
make sure it's yours.
Keep us updated, and thank you for the
Yeah.
donation for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But keep us updated.
Yeah,
Curious
if you
on
have
that.
any more questions, fordviewguy@gmail.com. I will definitely answer you there.
Try to help you out, process you through that.
Johnny, you said the dealer should respect original September pricing for the build they put in plus original percent rate. That is true, yes, but Maverick did not have a special rate to lock in.
Not in the U.S.
Not
yeah.
in the U.S.
But you're right. Yeah,
But yes.
you lock in whatever was available at the time of your order.
Yes.
So Johnny knows what he's doing.
Yes, he does. Okay. Do you believe all first day orders will be built for Maverick?
Yes. Next. I do. As long as your dealership prioritized it correctly and everything on those orders, but even the new orders, and that was always my thinking. I think that anybody that was kind of had an order in the 15th, 16th are probably going to get theirs built. 17th probably, depending on how many they added the 17th, could be iffy, but I would think probably most of them would be. So, but next.
All right.
Hey, look, Anthony's from Long Island. We're going to be there soon.
Oh, yeah. All right. Guero. Wait. Did we answer that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Undercoating. Yep.
Okay. I got moved because y'all are asking more questions. For the 24 Mustang, what time or month do you think the first ones will be rolling on the streets? Also, how do you think production will be? There will be a scarce amount of Mustangs?
So the first ones coming out are going to be the early builds that Ford's going to give us. Every dealership's supposed to get one of those be delivered in the summer. They didn't tell when in the summer, but remember, summer actually starts June. Was that 21st or 20th, and goes through August or September. So when they say summer, I wouldn't probably expect it in before July, August. But it will be those early builds first that we're going to see at dealerships before it'll be the new retail orders. So that other retail orders they'll come later after those. So the first, they're going to start production in April 17th is the date, I believe, maybe even April 10th. And so those will not be the ordered ones yet. Those will be those early builds for the first probably month to month and a half. And then after that is going to be those retail orders possibly. So.
All right. How many Wild Track are left waiting on two-door Wild Track? I think we answered that one.
Yep, we did.
Yeah.
Hopefully you caught that. It was, I don't know, they're down to what, 5,000 or something?
I think so.
4,200.
Yeah. All right, Paulus, I plan to order a 24 Mustang with you and fly in to get it next year, I hope. Do you get credit for selling it to me? I like you and Sarah. I will finance with you. Also, from Oregon. Nice show.
Actually, I get credit for every car deal, but for me, we'll have a salesperson help. I can help handle the order and everything, especially looking at the order and any constraints and such, and helping out with that process and making sure we get everything. Salesperson will help with the paperwork and such, because just for time and such, I don't always have time to be able to go through all the paperwork. But when you come in, definitely take the time just to say hi and to show you the vehicle and and such like that. Do a nice walk around with you and cover
Especially
that.
if you let us know ahead of time that you're arriving, what day.
Yep.
We plan around that and make sure that we have time for you.
Yep. Definitely send that to me. That's what that Timothy Bart's at Gmail is. If you want to put in an order, let me know so we can make sure we get your order in the first day. And we do have build and price on our website on the Mustang right now.
That's right, we do.
And we are working with them to fix some of their colors. So they have some color charts on there. They had a black dot for the yellow splash, and I sent them a picture of a yellow Mustang. I'm like, this is the color of it if you want to help update your color chart. But just everything else is right. Just some of the colors aren't right.
Can I answer that one?
All right. Thank you for the donation. A lot of donations tonight. That's going to help us get to New York. All right. So says order XB Expedition short wheelbase limited with the SPP. That's a stealth performance package. Heavy duty tow, sport tune suspension, CCD, no VIN number in January. No VIN number in January. VIN no longer valid as of tonight. Any insight as to why this might happen? So you had a VIN number in January, but now you're saying the VIN no longer valid tonight. Oh, okay. So if you had initially when you got scheduled, if you had a VIN number, you get assigned a VIN number when you get scheduled. If you're able to see the window sticker, then that typically happens. And then sometimes you won't be able to get that VIN number for a little while, or the window sticker, until it goes into production and sent to plant. So I'd have your dealership look up and make sure that VIN number is still in there. But if you're probably referring to the fact that you can't pull the window sticker, that typically will happen. That happened to me on both my Expedition and my Bronco, where it was available for right after it got scheduled for a week or two, and then it wasn't available again until I got that status sent to plant, and then I was able to see it again. So when you get closer to production date, you'll be able to see the window sticker again. Now, if you're not talking about the window sticker, then I'd be a little more concerned, and you'd probably have to seek out your dealership's help for that. So,
thank you, Vito. That is a great tip. Thanks to both of you, I was finally able to get my dealer to honor my Lightning's price protection nearly 2 months after purchase. Much obliged.
So what they probably did is they wanted to see it before they gave it. So because there's some dealers that don't trust that Ford's going to give them that back or whatever. Yeah. And so what they probably did is they're like,
we used to do that.
Yeah.
Back when it was first happening that we were doing the price protection, I actually heard them say, hey, you'll get a check from us when we see it.
Yeah, so. Price protection, it is, Ford does send that 30 to 45 days after. Yeah. If it's price protected, then we know what we're doing there on that. But on the private offers, we actually had situations where that private offer wasn't there. We couldn't find it. We couldn't pull it. Now we know the secret on some of those. We've actually had those from Ford a week or two later, and then we just send the customer a check.
Yeah.
So the only we try to get that ahead of time, and now at least on the Maverick and Bronco, we figured that out. We have about all of them, so we don't have to have that issue anymore. But we did have some of our actually YouTube viewers that actually had one where it was not pulling up, and we did get it like a couple weeks later. It took like a week or 10 days before we got it, and now we're finally. And it took a little while for the information to get as well, because we have to get signed CCPA, which is in the rebate sheet, be signed by the customer before Ford will issue it to us, so we can issue it to them. So one of those things. But
RC Noobster, we are going to the New York Auto Show in April. In Manhattan.
Yep, we'll be on Manhattan. We'll be really close to. It's right there on Hudson River. The Javits Center or whatever it's at. Beautiful building, it looks like, from what I can tell from the pictures. We're gonna go probably down, do a little sightseeing the day before. What is that? April 4th. We're flying down, coming back the 7th. So we'll probably have the night of the 4th as well as the 6th. Night of the 6th probably available. So
Yep.
We'll figure something out for that. We have a lot of people in New York that want to.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun. So.
All right, back to our questions. I ordered a Maverick XLT on 11/17/21. Do I still have a chance of getting it? I haven't heard anything from Ford on no build date or anything.
Yeah, kind of like I said earlier, I think everybody that had a 16th build or order date, probably good to go. People on the 17th, I say iffy. I'd say probably 75% of them. I would say really just depends on, where, like their allocations and such and how many orders they put in. We put in that 17th was a Saturday, and I know I was putting in orders. Derek was putting in orders. We put in about 300 orders that one day alone. So really just depends on if your dealership was like most dealerships and they didn't put a lot of orders in on a Saturday, because they probably didn't unless a customer was there, then your dealership probably didn't put in any. I wasn't a desking manager and my general manager wasn't, so him and I, we did that for like several hours. We were putting in orders for sales guys. Hey, just bring me your orders and set them here and go help your customers. And we put in orders. Most dealerships don't have that kind of personnel to put them in on the Saturday. So if your situation, you put them on a Saturday, most dealerships probably, if you have a 16th, 17th, you're probably good.
All right.
That's a long-winded version of that.
Yes. Is Ford building any regular cab, short bed, F-150, any engine right now?
Yes. Yep. In fact, if you have a regular cab, you're more than likely to get scheduled right now. So if your dealership has allocations right now available and you have a regular cab in there, I would be really shocked if you don't get scheduled. Yeah. So we had, like I said, we put in 10 regular cab orders on a Tuesday because we saw that we had some and Ford was needing those. They got scheduled that Thursday.
Yeah.
So I would be really shocked. It'd be more likely your dealership doesn't have allocations if you didn't get scheduled, if you have an order in there.
Yeah. All right. What options are currently holding transits from being scheduled? I know the power sliding door is one, but what are the others? Feel like they fluctuate all the time.
Yeah. They do, seems like. Let's see here. What were some of the things on the... Where's my scheduling notes? That's what I need. Did I? Not in here? There are quite a few on the transit. I don't know what I did. Alright, so transit has their own sheet, so let me just go off with this one. There's transit. Okay, so this is the compatibility list. Well, ask another question. I'll look for that. I got it in here somewhere.
When is the New York trip again? It is in April. Do you think there will be many changes to the Maverick for 24? Probably not, since Ford tends to do big changes every 4 years or so. Every 3 years. So
But
22, 23, 24.
they'll more than likely introduce something new. Like typically like F-150 when they launched the new body style not that long ago, was it 21 or 22?
Yeah.
They didn't have a black appearance package that year. Just like the Maverick didn't have a black appearance package the first year. They had
Or the trimmer.
They had a first edition, they didn't have a trimmer.
Yeah.
And then this year they added a black appearance package and trimmer. So next year we could probably see something. Maybe it'll be all-wheel drive on a hybrid. Maybe it'll be plug-in. Maybe it'll be a different package available. Let's see.
So do you feel good about adding Maverick wiring for the hitch now? Yes. So Ford has now released the hitch, and they also have the wiring on their accessories site. So getting it from Ford, you're good to go. They figured out all the bugs that they were having with that aftermarket hitch and wiring.
Yeah, we just ordered. Sean said he ordered some just the other day for a customer, so it is available. Okay, I found my notes. So Transit, currently not available is power sliding door. 65C is that option code. Limited availability is the chrome and black HID headlights. High res rear view camera is also limited. 360 cameras limited, and power outlets is limited. Orders needed from dealers with remaining BEV commodity allocation. So they do need some e-transit orders. Early build out is a crew van body codes balance out with April production. Balance out means that they're not going to make any more. Balance out on power running boards, the side barn doors, and the end vans, chassis cabs, cutaways as well, with the 360 GVWR. So hopefully you don't have any of those, because a lot of those were balanced out or limited and not available. So yeah, so Transit's it's a toughie, so that's for sure.
All right, slow Dawn. Sorry. I hear job 1, job 2 constraints, etc. I have been used a VIN in a revised schedule production week of 314. What are my chances? Good. Are you not my dealer, but can you pull my window sticker?
Okay, so if you have a build date and a VIN, you're good. So when we're talking about constraints and getting scheduled and such, that's for people that are unscheduled. You're scheduled, and yours might get moved from the week of 314, but it move around. And maybe you're asking whether or not you're good that it's not going to move anywhere else. And you at this point, you should be able to see your window sticker. You're close enough to 314, unless it got moved back, for your window sticker to be available. So I just keep checking it every day and seeing if it's available. So
yeah. All right. Where did you get the Ford wall items?
Okay. So these two right here are from Hobby Lobby.
Hobby
Right?
Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. So the Ford one back there with all the different that one there, I got that from Hobby Lobby, and the Bronco one, not that one, I got from that one over on right behind me with the old and new. You can't see it, but when you see regular videos, you can see it. Can see the old Bronco, new Bronco? Yeah. That I got at Hobby Lobby. They got some cool stuff over there with cars and everything. I don't know if your Hobby Lobby is the same as ours. But also the Bronco ones with the concepts and everything right there was one of those hang in there gifts when I had my 21 Bronco order in, and it's taken a while to get scheduled, which at that time we thought was a while, but it's not. They sent a lot of gifts to those people on our early reservations and such. That was one of them, along with the Bronco flag that I got, the deck of cards. Actually, the deck of cards were like a 1 year anniversary thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I got. What else I got? I got some other stuff, but anyway, so, yep.
All right. If I waited until summer to buy a 24 GT, not premium, how far behind do you think I'd be at a dealership for allocations or order lists? Also, how long do you think the build or delivery time would be?
I would What I would do if I were you, just because of allocations and such and how many orders, because Ford did tell dealers, here's how many orders you can expect or how many allocations you expect to get for your model year. So you're going to have some dealers going, okay, we've now taken more orders than we can handle, so take no more orders. So if I were you, I'd put an order in right away and say, hey,
Yeah.
I want this later. So it doesn't have to be scheduled right away, but I want to get my order in so that I'm one of your 40 allocations or whatever, and see if they'll just move your priority back a little bit from everybody else's.
Yeah.
So that you can maybe hold off and then, and that kind of thing. But
Yep.
I mean, trying to figure that out. We had somebody else that ordered 2 vehicles and they didn't want them both. They ordered them at different times. And one of them took a little bit longer to get scheduled. And the other one got scheduled like in the first week. So because it was an Explorer versus something else. And it's hard to be able to play that game of when you can expect it to get scheduled to try to plan that out accordingly. So that's difficult. But, it's one of those things. So
Robert Taylor, I did not mean to put you in timeout. You had asked your question multiple times in the box, so I was trying to hide it so I don't answer it or ask it 3 different times. If we don't answer your question right away, just know that we do get backlogged in our Q&A box, and so it might take us a minute to get in there. But if you're not seeing it, you can always go into the chat and ask me if it's in there.
So was you meant to click on something else?
I meant to click hide, so I don't ask the question 3 times, and it's right above put user in timeout. So I did not mean to do that, I promise. Okay. On to the next one. The tracking site is down. Got the same message.
Tracking sites kind of. Now are we saying the dealer side like VinView or the vehicle visibility for dealers? Or are you talking about on the customer side? That goes up and down all the time. So
Yeah.
For us dealers, we're able to see vehicle. We can go in there and see vehicle visibility, VinView, and all that all the time. But for customer side, that can go up and down. So.
All right. Austin Lenart. If I waited until the summer to buy a 24... Wait, I just asked that one. See? All right. Will Ford still accept a new Bronco order if it has the optional wheel package that is presently balanced out?
Nope. Well, you can put it in, it just won't ever get scheduled.
Okay.
So balance out again means that they're done making that option. So if you're going to look at the Badlands, you got to go with the standard wheel. So.
All right.
Or go Sasquatch. The Sasquatch is at the optional wheel they're talking about. So there we can go. So if we're here,
Men's only edition?
what was that? What was that all about?
Explorer, men's only edition. The vehicle that could never exist. Find out why.
Okay, Ford.
Why are you trying to rile up all the ladies?
I don't know. That's not good. All right. So, moving down here to Badlands. I'm go 4-door. That's what I'd get. So, Badlands comes standard with the this wheel here. So that's your standard wheel. So that is available. But if we go down here to exterior, you'll see this here is your Sasquatch wheel. Oh wait, which one of those is Sasquatch? Actually, I think they've taken out the option of wheel already. So there's your Sasquatch wheel. And what's that one?
Oh, it's for Women's Histories Month.
So, and that's a beadlock wheel. So maybe that's the option wheel they're talking about. Maybe Ragnarcon can tell me because he's he knows the stuff really well.
Yeah.
And but I was thinking there was a steel wheel that they were probably talking about as the optional wheel that used to be available. So let me. I'll look at that. But anyway, next question, and I'll come
All
back
right.
to that.
Oh, Austin. Oh, that
That's
happened with
okay.
him too. He asked the same question 3 times.
Ah,
Whoops. That's why I asked it again.
okay.
I didn't catch that one. All right. Your air compressor purchase for when you go off-road and lower the PSI. As a rallycross safety steward, don't make any hard turns over 15 miles per hour, or you might suffer a debead and cut a sidewall.
Bead, yeah. It'll
Yeah.
pop the bead. Yeah. So when you lower that down, you don't want to lower it down while you're driving on the highway.
Yeah.
You want to wait till you get off road, then lower it down. Yeah. And I've been told around 20 psi. And then of course you want to go slow, and that's just for off road and such, and then air 'em back up before you get back on the highway. Yep. But good thing to mention for people. So all right. So
All right.
I was gonna look that up because I was thinking there was the optional wheel was the maybe Ragnacon's.
Any idea if there's a holdup in
yeah.
Arizona? Inford says Marie's Maverick has been in Arizona since the 15th or 17th of February.
Yeah, so they come from on the Maverick. They come over on one rail company to Arizona, and right there where Arizona the line is for Mexico and Arizona, it switches from one rail company to another, and so that takes a little while. So that's not a major surprise. You'll see, because a lot of times when I'll look at orders, I'll see a lot of times where they're in Kansas City or they're in Arizona, but I usually don't see in between too often.
Yeah.
So that going from Arizona to Kansas City doesn't take that long, or from wherever your rail is.
Yeah.
But I'll see Arizona actually as a stop for quite a few days. So that's not uncommon.
Yep. He doesn't plan to do much off-roading by himself.
No, I'll be.
He plans
with the
to go.
group.
He
Yeah.
plans to go with someone more experienced, so that way he can
Yeah.
test the waters at first.
Yeah, at Supercell, we'll go with the group and such, because I did the Bronco off rodeo, so I've done it before, but not with my own Bronco.
Yeah.
But in those, they had already lowered the pressure on all those before we got in them, so I didn't, that was all taken care of.
Yeah.
But
All right. Ordered an XLT Hybrid Maverick on 9/16/22 with luxury package. When do you think it will get built? I can answer that one.
okay.
Are you ready to answer that one?
Yeah, I guess the optional wheel is that one we were talking about. That is the carbonized gray beauty ring is the optional one they're talking about. So
Oh, Ragnarcon said here, I have the optional Badlands wheel. Looks similar to Sasquatch wheel. It's just a 17x8 plus 55 wheel rather than a 17 8.5 by 30.
So basically, on the Badlands, the only thing that's available is the standard wheel that's a non-beadlock capable wheel. So basically, they don't have. I mean, you want to probably add a Sasquatch. I mean, if you're wanting that type of wheel. So I mean, and I know it's expensive to go that route, or just get an optional wheel later. So go ahead and just get the standard wheel, and then you can upgrade your wheel later.
All right.
So go ahead.
Robert Taylor?
You're gonna answer that one about
Yeah.
the luxury or something.
Robert Taylor said, I ordered a XLT Hybrid Maverick on 9/16 Flux package. When do you think it would be built? It's hard to tell. 9/16 was the first day that most dealers did start putting orders in, but it depends on priority code, how they're arranging their priority codes and their orders within those. Did they have any rollovers? Are they prioritizing correctly? There's a lot of things that go into that. How many orders they took, how many orders were placed before you on that day. It's just there's a lot that goes into it. So,
Yep.
there's just a lot there. So it's hard to tell when it could be built. All right. How will dealerships decide who gets the early summer release allocation order for the 24 GTs?
Ford decides that.
Yes.
So every dealership is supposed to get one, so they can have them at their dealerships and show them off, let people see what it is, so they can take those orders and such, and get them excited, demo drives, that kind of stuff.
I think he's asking once it's ready to sell, who then?
When you come in and order, we place your order.
Well, no, he's saying how will dealerships decide who gets the early summer release? So when we get that early summer release, it's coming in as a demo. We show it off. We have it here. But then who gets it after that, and how do we decide that?
It's up to the dealership. Some dealers will say, hey, this is going to be our demo. That vehicle is theirs to sell.
Yes.
So it is not a demo. It's not an FCGP vehicle. It is a stock vehicle for the dealership to do what they want to. If they want to hold on to it for a little while, to show people, then they can, but it is available to sell. So it's up to it just depends on the dealership.
Is
what they
there
wanna
a
do.
mileage requirement that they have to have?
No, it's not a demo. It's
Oh.
an in-stock vehicle.
Okay.
So it is not a demo. It is not a you got to keep it 6 months or anything like that. It's just an early release to give dealers a vehicle so they can show it off if they want, use
Yeah.
it for videos, that kind of thing, whatever they want to do. But it's up to the dealership what they want to do. Every dealership won't do it differently. Some of them might say it's going to be a demo until we start seeing the others roll in. Some may say you want to buy it, and what some dealers might do is it's available for sale, but know that we're going to keep it for this many months before you can take delivery of it, and that kind of thing. So it just depends.
We are going during the press days, RagnarCon. That would be the Wednesday, Thursday
Yeah.
dates, and I believe isn't it open to public on Friday?
Friday, I think so.
Okay, so that if we decided to do the meetup, we could do it Thursday night, and
Yep.
those that want to come on the regular public days then could be there Friday to see the show.
Yeah, the 7th is the first public day, so just Friday. So yeah,
So,
if
yeah,
you
we
want to
could
come
be-
and stay the night Thursday night and go to the show on Friday, then we can do it
Yeah.
that way. So, yep.
So we'll talk more about that as we get closer. But if you want to meet up with us, send us an email. We can certainly start making a list of people that want to, so that way I can send out an email blast.
Yeah, more than likely we'll do it the 7th that night, the night of the 6th.
And we like to either get a location from a local and plan it out, or what we have been doing is find a place that day
Yeah.
when we get there. We look around at the local places around where we're staying and such, and we find a location that would be good for a meetup.
Yeah, that's what we did in Chicago.
Yeah.
So,
So we usually don't have a specific location until right before the meetup, at least
Yeah.
the day before.
but if you let us know that you want to do that, then we'll have you on a
Definitely
list
keep
so
you
that we can
updated.
just keep you updated.
Yep. We are out of questions.
All right. Hey, and it's only 9:30. All right.
I am ending our Q&A.
Doesn't mean we won't answer any questions. Put them
No.
in the chat. But other than
We'll
that,
sit here for another minute, let y'all catch up to us.
all right. It is delayed a little bit, so.
Yes. So did you see what RagnarCon said? The Explorer promo that they had on there?
Mhm.
It's for Women's History Month.
Yeah.
Kind of
I
clever.
kind of figured that that's what they
Yeah. Why it will never happen.
Yeah. So. Not this month, right?
8 years working the show, so I'm flexible. So
8 years,
see
right.
what other people want to do. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, hope to see you there.
Yeah.
So.
RagnarCon had said last week it's either he goes to the New York show or goes to Supercell to meet you. And I told what I said last week was go to Supercell and you get to meet Mrs. Ford Video Guy. You
Yep.
go to New York Auto Show, you meet Ford Video Gal.
Which that's gonna drive her nuts. I think.
This is Ford Video Guy.
Well, it was funny. So this every summer we have a festival in town, Smoky Hill River
Yes.
Festival in town, and there's usually music, and the first night is festival jam. So there's different artists that are going to sing throughout the week that
Everyone
that
brings a
play that night.
picnic. It's just
you bring
a lot of fun.
you bring beverages and such. You camp out, you put your chairs out there and everything. But then there's also the different food trucks.
Yes.
And so I remember the one time I left. I'm gonna go get over the food truck and get something. I stood over there waiting, and somebody just started striking up a conversation with me. So, what do you think? Do you think that the Maverick's gonna be all electric and everything? And he goes, "I watch your videos." It's like, oh well, yeah. And then I started talking for a little bit. I came back and said, "Yeah, somebody watches my videos over there." And she's like, "Whatever." And so then later, I go to a different food truck like the next day, and somebody's like, "Are you that Ford Video Guy? I watch your videos." And I'm like, "Oh, she's not with me. She just does. She just
You almost
doesn't-
want to be like, come over here with me 1 second.
I'm like, yeah, another guy. She goes, whatever. like, she's never with me. So,
Well, wait till Supercell. I mean, everyone's going to walk up to you.
well, she
Not
got a little bit of it during the Maverick event. So
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway, But so yeah,
I
she
mean,
is.
I don't think
need to get her hat. She wants to take one of the hats that we have that says Ford Video Guy on it and put Mrs. Ford Video Guy on it.
Yeah.
Or wife of Ford Video Guy. Anyway.
No barbecue? Are you saying there's no barbecue in Kansas City? That's okay.
No, in New York, I think maybe.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Around here, we have good barbecue. So. I mean,
Well, yeah, but like over the weekend, it was a nice day. So, my husband's family got together, and it's a big crowd. We had 20 people there, and his mom's sisters moved to Kansas recently from Texas, and she's like, "Why is everyone barbecuing? Because you can smell." Lots of people are barbecuing around the area, and she's like, "What is everyone celebrating?" We're like, "It's a good day out.
It's a nice day.
Like,
it's barbecue.
That's it. That's it."
Well, your mom did that the other day. We had pork ribs.
Yep.
And she barbecued them. And
Oh, yeah, the dinosaur meat?
The pork and the pork roast. So our son's allergic to beef, so we can't have steaks and such.
Yeah.
So if it's ribs, it's pork ribs. It's a lot of pork.
Yeah. Love pork, love turkey.
Yep. Turkey.
But
And then Barb doesn't like chicken, so it's very rarely that she cooks chicken.
so last night they had Will over, and Mom comes back and goes, "He had dinosaur meat for dinner.
Oh yeah.
He had ribs."
Ribs.
And I'm like, "Okay, dinosaur ribs, awesome." Kansas is famous for sushi.
No, not really. But we do have a good sushi.
We do have a couple of good sushi places.
Yes, we do.
But all right. Make sure you hit the B&H Audio Video Store when you go to New York City. It's 4 to 5 blocks away from the Javits Center, and you can find all the YouTube gadgets you can ever want.
Oh my. I'm gonna need some donations. I'm gonna need some PayPal donations. No, I'm gonna hit the Nintendo store though.
Nintendo?
Yeah, that's where the Pokemon. They're the ones that created Pokemon.
Oh.
So there's a big superstore there. I already spotted out where it's at. So.
Okay.
And I think there's a watch store there too. We might check it out. So we'll see.
What do I get to do?
I don't know.
Follow you around? No, I wouldn't mind seeing Nintendo. I actually used to play the DS for years. And
Mario. Right? Is that Nintendo? I don't know.
yes.
Anyway.
No, we had Game Boys and a DS and a Wii and a bunch of gamers. We never got the Xbox or PlayStation. We had a Wii or our handheld games. Maybe we're gonna get a Switch one of these days.
We're dropping off drastically now. All right. So
All right.
I think we're done. Everybody's leaving. If you stayed this long, some of you up there, of course, our moderator Ridgeview stays through the whole thing. I feel
Yes.
bad because it's like 10:30 where he's at. So I appreciate you guys sticking on with us. Thank you very much. Again, if you have any questions, drop them fordvideoguy@gmail.com, and Sarah can answer those questions for you and get me involved where need be. But yeah, so go ahead and throw those questions in there. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great week. Come on over Thursday night to the Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Love getting some more interaction over there if you have any questions in the meantime. Usually anything that kind of comes out news related, like tomorrow or Thursday, I'll usually kind of talk about it then and then revisit it again Tuesday night on here because I don't want you guys to miss anything here. But anything comes out, try to again this probably the next couple of days. We'll take some of these clips out into separate videos for you guys, and just kind of clips to kind of let people know here's some of the content, some of the things that we talk about in the live stream to try to get them to come over and join everybody else on this. But again, thanks very much. And other than that, don't forget to check out my Ford Video Guy video channel. So just search Ford Video Guy. Also, it's youtube.com/Ford Video Guy. And I just did a video on the IAG dome lights that I put on the Bronco this weekend. Did it myself without a glitch. Even I was really concerned about the wiring, but found the right wire and got it hooked up, and it works fabulous. And all my other parts came in. My rock rails came in, as well as my new tow hooks that I'm going to attach on the front because I don't like the Big Ben tow hooks on there. Those came in. My hood struts. I even got a table that I'm going to actually have to saw holes. Should have got the AG ones with no hole, no drilling, but these are already been shipped, and I don't want to ship them back, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But anyways,
he got a bunch of parts.
Yeah, so I got a bunch of
video.
parts. So I did a video. So I'm gonna each Sunday try to do more So be checking those videos out if you want to see some of that install, because I'm going to try to install everything myself. So anyway, so check that out.
All right.
Other than that, nothing else?
No.
All right. Stay positive, everybody. Be kind to one another.
Be kind to yourself.
We'll see you later.